Hello there, Editing Red here. Audio's a little scuffed today because both mine and Mel's recordings got fucked for completely separate reasons. At least they both happened on 1 week. There's your silver lining. I've used the backup, made it as good as I can. I think it's fine, but obviously not ideal, so just a heads up. Enjoy the episode. It's a good one.
Ultraman 80, he came to us from the start. 君は誰かを愛しているか、それは生きてることなんだ。君は勇気を持っているか、どんなことにも負けない心。遠くの星から来た男が愛と勇気を教えてくれる。ウルトラマン80、ウルトラマン80。He came to us from the start.
Hello, you are listening to Ultra Q, episode 114. My name is Red. I'm joined by Mel.
Why do we have 2 episodes this week where women pull really malicious pranks?
Women be doing that.
Okay,
They be pranking.
I gotta practice.
Yeah. And also joined by Brad.
Hello, I'm from the Bureau of Good Podcasting. I'm here to determine whether or not your podcast lives or fucking is destroyed, I guess.
Oh my god. Oh no. Do you also just kill us as well?
Probably. I'm also going to, sabotage your efforts to be a good podcast and make your job harder
I see.
as part of the test.
Wow, you do sound like a realistic depiction of a police officer. That is true. Yeah, we got 3 more episodes of Ultraman 80 today.
Yeah.
Before we get to any of that, we've had a missing co-host has been absent from the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Actually,
so
Coast been offline for a while.
Yeah, you had a lot of shut the fuck up. That's why I'm confused. Co-host has been
I like the delay on that
for
one.
some time now. Yeah. I was processing the words in my head as I was forming a new sentence of my own. I was like, what did Mel mean by that?
Oh boy, I can't wait to check my new spring for a new question.
Oh, true. So, yes, you had a lot of Ultraman 80 to watch last night, presumably.
I started 2 days ago. Give me some credit.
Okay. How bearable was it?
I overall like the show. I'm still having a good time. I listened to parts of the second half of both of those podcasts, enough to learn that George Carlin was Thomas the Tank Engine, I guess, which blew my fucking mind. I did not listen to you talk about Ultraman at all, so I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm still overall liking the show. I think the Phantom Train episode thing was really, really good. That was my favorite one of the bunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which kind of surprised me.
Shocker, we're all on the same wavelength.
Yeah. Kind of surprised me because...
No, Shocker's a different Tokyo.
Oh, yeah, no.
That one had the least to do with the school stuff, honestly, which kind of surprised me that I liked it as much as I did, but, I mean, it still is roped in enough to feel like the presence of it, and I liked it. I thought the Noisler one was really boring, and the one with the boy and the girl who don't get along on the bus, and then there's, the ancient monster they needed.
Ancient giant,
I thought that one I felt like that one maybe didn't have enough story for a full episode, maybe.
Yeah.
It felt a little stretched.
Listen, it had a Maverick archaeologist.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
But those two aside, I've thoroughly enjoyed the show. Well, okay, so here's the thing
like the
too.
airport one?
Yeah, I think the Neusler one is the only episode of the show I truly do not care for. Like, even the one that I'm just like, this feels stretched a little thin, I think is still fine. So.
Mm-hmm. I did actually, I liked the Neusler himself. I thought he was cool, but it was maybe like a little thin as episodes go.
I do like the idea of Takeshi himself being invested in doing the band.
Yes. The episode you mentioned, the train going into the sky, and then there's the giant robot, the extremely greebly Mechagodzilla. It was really cool. It was nice to know that AT kind of just has that in it. It can, it can sort of like leave the school and still be good.
It felt like one of the better Mirror Man episodes.
Yes. I was personally a very big fan. The one episode competing with that episode for me is the one where Takeshi completely fumbles Kyoko.
Oh, that is a good one.
Oh, those kids.
The kids are giving him crap for.
It's so good.
It's great.
He's like, it's fine. She's not upset, and all the kids are like, "Oh my god, you're such a fucking dumbass. You don't know anything about women." Yeah, we have got 3 more episodes of Ultraman 80 today. The first is episode 10. It's called "The Visitor from Space." It is featuring Jackie and Zaruzla. Now, Takeshi's childhood friend, Alma, has come to visit for mystery reasons, and she's a prankster. She gives Rakugo a supposedly magical pencil that will get him full marks on a test if he just copies out the appropriate textbook 5 times.
Needs to be said that Rakugo is breaking into Takeshi's house to get
to steal the answers to the test. Yes, that
causing
is exactly
the children to believe that their teachers had a wife this entire show that they just were not privy to.
And then this causes a moral panic for reasons alien to me. She also causes havoc. She also causes havoc for Takeshi's personal life, as suddenly people start to believe he's married, including Kyoko, who has completely forgotten what happened at the end of episode 9 and is now competing for Takeshi's affections. Unclear when she went off Ultraman. Rakugo gets a perfect score on his test, and Super tries to take the pencil for himself, causing a fight. Alma watches all this with her little robot shell thing called Jackie, which is going around Earth and investigating humanity's negative energy. See, it turns out Alma is a JRPG villain. She investigates if species are worthy of living and authorizes the destruction of those that aren't. Takeshi insists that while humanity makes mistakes, they have the capacity to learn from those mistakes. Rakugo uses the pencil again, but this time it's Takeshi who copied the textbook, and Rakugo fails the test. Takeshi tells the class, "See, it wasn't the pencil, dumbass. It was the fact you were told to copy the textbook 5 times in its entirety. You have the potential to do well if you study, Rakugo." Elsewhere, Jackie gains a life of its own, and it runs around sucking up all the negative energy, and then fuses with an elephant, creating the kaiju Zuruzla, Zuruzla. Takeshi turns into 80, and then turns small, and flies into Zuruzla. He defeats Jackie's hatred, I think, and Jackie flies away out of Zuruzla. The kaiju turns back into an elephant, and is returned to Tokyo Zoo. Alma says sorry for causing so much trouble. Seems like humans are alright, especially with 80 looking after them. She leaves, and Takeshi goes on a picnic with Kyoko and the squad. Kyoko made shellfish for Takeshi, and it reminds him of Jackie. The end.
It is insane how this episode is about congrats you passed the test and not this is an evil thing your childhood friend is doing.
What do you mean you might genocide humanity? What are you talking about?
I want to know how Ultraman ranked after what they did to the Boltons.
Oh, it's so true.
Is the Land of Light? Is this one of those cases where it's like the ICC is only going after African countries and not European ones?
Exactly.
That is exactly what's happening. The Alna is a bizarre character. She shows up as this just this little fun little prankster, and then reveals, by the way, I am fully involved with like the wildest organization you've ever heard of. I am It's just Takeshi's like casualness with which he's like, humanity's all right, you know. There's like no desperation. The stakes are
And he's
not.
like, listen, all humanity needs is some kind of shepherd to guide them to goodness, some kind of salvation, even.
Yeah, a middle school teacher.
Yes.
All humanity needs is a good middle school teacher. I don't even have. Britain's fucked. We don't have middle school. It's just all secondary school.
It's weird here in where I live because we have like some schools just include the middle school grades in like elementary school, and sometimes you do just have the separate middle school / junior highs.
Mm-hmm.
So like the school I went to from like grade 3 to 5 went up to grade 8, but when I went to grade 6 through 8, I went to a middle school, which was just 6 to 8. So it's weird. We have mixing.
Yeah, we're just like Britain is just like everything up to 11 is primary school. That's year 1 to 6, and then from year 7, so from like 11 and 12 up to. I mean, I would say most schools also include the high school age, so it's like up to 18. That's all secondary school.
So you got 12-year-olds to 18-year-olds in the same campus building?
Yeah.
That's wild to me.
Yeah, to me that'd be like if they put middle school in the same school as high school.
Yeah, that's
which maybe happens here. I'm not entirely sure because like education is decided by the provinces too, so I don't know the degree to which. Like I know Quebec has like Seiya as a thing between high school and university, for instance.
Here,
and I don't know what other provinces do.
I went to a school where the elementary school was in one half of the building, and then there was like a dividing, like there was literally like a connecting hallway, and then that entered into the middle school part of the building. So like I went to the same school from like 5 to like 14, and then there was a separate high school I went to until I was 18.
And then there's a substitute teacher who looks like Peter Falk, and then one of the guys goes, "Is that Columbo?"
Yeah. The we do also have like some schools that they're called colleges, which makes everything very confusing because they are specifically for like year 11 and 12, which is A levels, which is like 17, 18. So like high school.
I could be wrong, but that sounds a bit like what Seiya up in Quebec. Well, also, I'm not from Quebec, so I can't actually give an honest answer. But presumably they talked about on Castle Super Beast before because they're from Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
I think Ontario, when my dad was growing up, had a grade 13, but then they axed it at some point. So
grade 13, okay.
Yeah, so like one more year of high school, but now it's only 4 years.
Anyway. This episode, I would not describe myself as the biggest. This episode's kind of whatever.
This is a weird one.
I liked when he shared in the chat last week when you watched the episode. This looks like a fusion of a shellfish and elephant. I knew it.
I couldn't believe it. Like when the captain hearing this claiming, I knew it. No, you did not.
It's the same energy as Kotaro being like, this is a robot laboratory. I've seen this before.
I've seen this before. When? Where have you been? Kotaro, what are you doing?
We got confirmation that Eddie can turn tiny. It's not just an Ultra 7 thing anymore.
Yeah.
That's maybe that was the class that he was in that class with 7, and Farthest didn't want to learn that.
He learned from it's just a technique. Anyone can do it. You just have to learn how.
Yeah, just like the exploding yourself technique and the regeneration technique he calls it.
Yes, I mean the exploding yourself technique. You just need to commit. That's all it is. Yeah, the other thing that I'm a fan of with this episode is on the, what episode number is it? Like 10?
This is
Yeah.
10.
80, episode 10 on the Ultra Wiki.
I do think it's funny that Takeshi's like, yeah, obviously this pencil was not doing the studying for you. You did the studying. Also, by the way, I'm not married.
Yes.
in the same
Same
breath.
speech. I do kind of, as much as I'm like, I don't think copying out the textbook straight 5 times mindlessly is the equivalent of studying. But I do think it's a fun little,
Yeah.
oh, it was all you all along.
Yeah.
The Michael Jordan's secret stuff was just water. I do have.
Do you know who I find really annoying?
Who?
The people online who are like really up their own ass about how they drink water.
Okay.
I don't know how to describe it. There's just people who are like, yeah, I just drink water, and it's good.
Oh, I
yeah.
see. I see. Water vegans.
Basically.
I understand.
But also, it's not as fun as when the Pro ZD video. I was just
Yeah.
Your
the
Horries and
Verties and Horries.
Verties. I'm a Verdi
No,
fan.
I
I'm a
think
Verdi fan myself.
Yeah, I think seeing the water is half the pleasure. So I also like this image from Zaruzla's page on the Ultra Wiki. Which is in the data. It's got 2 forms. Elephant and Zaruzla.
It's not a form. He's just an elephant.
No, it's a form.
I like the text here. Transformation. If the elephant eats Jackie, the elephant will transform the monster. As if there's like an ontological thing about this elephant.
Yes. This is
As if the elephant is
the
doing a
elephant
henshin.
has-
The origin is not the Tokyo Zoo. That's not where elephants come from.
Elephants come from native to Tokyo Zoo.
Native to Tokyo Zoo. And then they sell them to everywhere else where there's elephants.
Exactly.
Imagine if this was not a real elephant, but a man in a suit.
Can I say, I don't know if I
Yes.
just missed a little bit of like connective tissue or like an establishing shot or something, but when we first see the elephant, he's like stealing, or like the elephant is stealing crap like from a construction worker man or something, right? Like I can't remember exactly, but
I forgot.
there's a guy who gets surprised by the elephant, but I think I missed whatever shot that showed that we were at a zoo. So from my perspective, there's just a dude hanging out, and then there's an elephant behind him, and I went, "What the fuck is going on?"
Maybe it's an escaped elephant.
Yeah, I was baffled.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why doesn't Takeshi have his door locked at night?
Why can the kids just get in?
I mean,
Yeah.
Also, why isn't Takeshi there?
that's like,
Why do they know where he lives?
Listen, some people don't lock their doors at night if they're like that. I'd believe that. He's too nice. He's just-
Takeshi's a guy who doesn't lock his door.
Yeah.
Damn. He
Damn.
believes in people too much.
Yeah.
So 1, he doesn't lock his door. 2, the kids just know where he lives.
Oh yeah, he's involved with each and every one of their lives.
He needs to be more like
Yes.
Captain Ryu, where he's like, "Why do you know where I live? Get out of here."
Who made this episode?
Oh, well, that brings me to I have backup stuff backfill I need to do. But this one
New guys.
was written by a new guy, actually. So it was directed by
Ooh.
Noriaki Yuasa, who again is the director to the first one and has been working on several of these. Then written by Ben Sakushi, who I looked up, and I was immediately like, this is a pen name, because the only credit this person has is on Ultraman 80. So I did some digging,
I see.
and I found that this is actually the pen name of Takudo Takada, better known to us as the voice of Yapul in the previous Ultraman series where Yapul showed
shit.
up.
Nice.
Aha.
He did some screenwriting too. So
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Nifty.
Yeah.
Mel, your stuff.
Yeah. Special effects director is Koichi Kawakita. Alma is played by Mariko Endo, and the suit actor for Zaruzla is Takashi Yamazaki.
Cool.
Should I do some backfill on the two new guys we had when the period I was gone?
Who were the two new guys you had for the period when we were gone?
I guess I'm just wondering if they'll come up again. But I guess you may as well. You can spread them out between the episodes.
One will for episode. Actually, they both will. Never mind. Fuck me. Okay, well, we'll talk about it in the next two. Exactly the next two episodes. Wow, that worked out
perfect.
That worked out really well.
You're really good at this.
Yeah, I am.
It was all part of the plan.
Yeah.
So the one of the things with this episode is Kyoko. We got writers not talking to each other again. Because last week they had, made a decision with Kyoko, and then this week someone else is making a different decision with Kyoko, and going, well, she's competing for the affections of Takeshi. She feels competitive when she sees that there's a woman who's cooking in Takeshi's home and making this huge spread.
It's really funny. He's just like, listen, I'm not married, and somehow someone has a full meal here, and he's like, wait a minute, what the fuck?
He doesn't even I can explain. She's like, oh, can you explain this? And he's like, what the fuck is this?
I also love how the implication is that surely he did not do this himself. A woman must have done this for him.
He couldn't possibly have cooked. He couldn't possibly.
Yeah. And really, it was his way of actually tricking her to show off. And also, there's some weird understated self-consciousness of oh, she's better because she can cook Western food and not just Japanese food.
Yes, there is. The Western food is inherently more fancy.
Yeah.
It's
extravagant. Check out my roast beef or something, and I'm like, yeah, roast beef's not that special.
Man,
I've been thinking about this a little bit in recent months, just reflecting on my Japan trip and being I don't think you can really get foreign breakfast foods at restaurants, because I feel like restaurants are almost always for lunch.
Right.
Because I was just thinking damn, I could go for some Japanese breakfast because it was tasty, and I'm like, well, I don't know where I can actually get that because all the Japanese places only serve lunch and dinner.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'm gonna tell you, I don't think I've ever eaten breakfast out. That's not a thing. I don't think we do that here. I don't know where I would go to eat breakfast. Maybe a cafe if they have pastries, but that's, I don't know.
So there's nowhere I selling baked beans and toast.
Well, certainly if there are, I don't go there.
That's fair.
Yeah, you need the big American platter of eggs and bacon and pancakes on the side.
Yeah,
which
I once read a French.
I'm not a breakfast guy, but every now and again, some friend or loved one will drag me out to a fancy breakfast place. Not even that fancy, honestly. Breakfast place, and just I
think the idea of being fancy is anathema to breakfast, but they're decent.
Yeah.
These are places I think they're trying to go for cozy more than anything.
Yeah, I was about to say,
your pancakes.
Usually it's more family home style, it's time to start your day, let's start it off with a bang sort of vibe, yeah.
I once read a French in year 8 or something. I was reading my French textbook for learning French, and they were in France, they have a relatively small breakfast, and then described this incredibly large breakfast. And I was like, does this book think that everyone in Britain eats a full English breakfast all the time? I'm like, that doesn't happen.
I wonder which class of person wrote that text.
Well, possibly, I don't know. Anyway,
I think it'd be funny if Red knew more French than me.
Oh, that is
Which is
not that. No, absolutely not. My dad is theoretically fluent in French. I am not. I did very badly in French. I was a disappointment to the family. When I was a small baby, I briefly lived in France.
No.
Jesus Christ, you did move around a lot.
Yeah, I did. My dad had, I don't know what it was. No, this is doxing at this point. So we can leave that there.
Yeah.
Damn it, audience! Almost got them.
Yeah, never. But what the fuck were we talking about? Breakfast. We were talking about breakfast. How did we get onto breakfast?
I was just talking about like how I don't know where to get Japanese breakfast anywhere.
Yeah.
In Canada. Like I only had Japanese breakfast in Japan.
I had this recent. I had a version of this recently that was thankfully solved. Where every now and again when we go down to Chicago, I'll have like a Korean style corn dog, which are fucking delicious.
I gotta try one of those one day.
Oh, they're great. And I was like,
who does not usually like corn dogs?
They're very different. I'd say if you're not a corn dog person, you'll probably still end up liking a Korean.
Like my association with corn dogs is primarily with like
sloppy, greasy.
Presumably they still sell these, but like there was this brand of frozen corn dogs called Pogos they sold here.
Oh.
And they're the corn bros like okay, I guess. And I'm also like I don't find like regular hot dogs to be the most appealing thing. I usually prefer like more fancy sauce. Not fancy, but just like a more sausage type stuff with like more spices and different types of seasoning, I guess.
Yeah. But then a place opened up in town that started serving them, and I was like, thank fucking God. So it worked out.
I have never eaten a corn dog.
You're not missing out on much.
On account of I live this side of the Atlantic.
Yeah.
I think we're done talking about this episode.
Have you ever had one of these bad boys?
Okay, there's one of them going in. What the fuck is this?
I think I should
an American shame.
I think the person who made this deserves to be on the receiving end of various hammers.
Yeah, so for people wondering what we're referring to, I posted a link to a thing that every now and again I would pass by in the like freezer section of our local grocery store chains, and I'd go, oh geez, we're not beating the allegations. And this is a Jimmy Dean pancakes and sausage on a stick, chocolate chip flavored.
The problem is I can also see the logic that gets you.
You can?
Yeah, because like you could definitely get at a restaurant chocolate chip pancakes with like some sausage on the side.
Yeah.
Just, as separate things and not a thing you put in your mouth as one.
I even feel you can break it down further where it's like, well, sausage is good and pancakes are good. So then you roll up the pancake, like you roll up the sausage with the pancake. And then, what's even better than regular pancakes? Chocolate chip pancakes. Yeah. So now we just all in one.
This is a nightmare.
I think all the time about. I think there was a tweet that went around that was like complain about like the idea of like, oh, there's a food culture, as if like food is not important to all cultures because everyone has to eat.
This particular culture's really into food. Yeah. Fantasy author voice.
Yeah. But also someone pointed out, listen, I don't think I could describe the US as a food culture. It's just fundamentally different.
Yeah. Man. As soon as I think of a particular British nightmare, I'll post it. But for now, my mind's gone blank. We have them. I just don't eat them.
I don't know what nightmares Canada would have beyond things that we just get across from the border.
Mm-hmm.
But also, too much of Canadian identity is about presuming some sort of superiority to American that we would like turn up our nose on most of that stuff.
I see. Well, Shall we talk about episode 11?
Sure.
Yeah.
We might be talking about this one for less time. Even. I'm not sure. Episode 11 is called The Dreadful Gas Panic, featuring Medan. UGM blows up a green, human-sized kaiju that loves to guzzle gas. Officer Harada then finds a
Fucking
green...
Slimer from Ghostbusters here.
Yeah. Officer Harada then finds a green, shiny rock washing up on the beach and goes, ooh, weird, and then lets Officer Jono wear it. She turns up unconscious later, and after some analysis, they all figure out the rock is totally a piece of the kaiju, which is called Medan. Medan can reform from a small piece like its perfect cell. Harada and Jono are given the task of figuring out how to combat this kaiju. On their reports, UGM start developing a freeze missile, which would allow Ultraman to take the kaiju to space and destroy it there. Medan attacks Tokyo, and unfortunately a storm hits at the same time, and lightning could make Medan, which is full of gas, explode. It would cause destruction, and it would regenerate later. Harada breaks his suspension to go fly around Medan and act as a lightning rod. He has to crash, but Takeshi turns into Ultraman and becomes a lightning rod in his place. UGM then freezes Medan with the missile, and 80 takes the kaiju to space, and Sukium beams it. The day is saved. Back at base, Harada's punishment for disobedience is a chance at redemption. 6 months of working with no leave. Everyone laughs at him. The end.
Yep.
They have a spaceship.
Yeah, the Space Mummy.
Yeah. It's revealed in this episode, despite the fact they don't go to space, they have a spaceship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
New
They were like, we have to reveal this at some point.
I like them frolicking on the beach in uniform.
It's ridiculous. It's whenever they have to convey like, oh, they're gonna hang out on the beach, and it's just like prancing around and going ha 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 ha, and then throwing each other around a bit.
Yeah, it's not
And
like
I'm like,
Kidajima pulls out his fishing rod that he has with him all the time.
Yeah, the Kidajima one is convincing, because that can last for hours. I'm watching this and I'm going, you've been doing this until sunset? What are you talking about?
It's relatable for the kids, because they don't get how an adult would actually do this.
This is true.
Like, you know, they can't show, well, one, they're on duty, so they can't, like, crack on a cold one. But also, they couldn't show that to the kids either.
They should, though. They should show that. They gotta show them the realities. They gotta show them cracking open a cold one on the beach.
True.
Watching the sun go down.
In full regalia.
Absolutely. I'm with the captain here. Frankly, you destroyed that green kaiju and then a weird green rock showed up, and you were like, oh, that's normal.
See he was from the old generation of Mike Mac or whatever. Yeah. So he knows all the files.
Not like Officer Harada.
No, he's like, listen, a rookie mistake, but you gotta learn from mistakes.
By writing this summary, I have been forced to learn 2 UGM officers' names.
Yeah, I felt the same watching this episode. I'm like, oh, those two are.
Yeah,
I now know who they are. There is one shot in this episode that I'm like, this is so good, which is the green screened guy watching the explosion coming towards him. And then like leaping towards the camera as he gets blown up. I was like, that's so cool.
Green screen has come a long way, but sometimes we still have the same artifact.
I can't remember what episode it was, but the guy in the hot air balloon with the sniper rifle green screen was fucking incredible.
Oh yeah,
that was Noisler.
Hell yeah, that was the Noisler.
Gotta give that credit.
I like that we got a weird egg episode. It's been a while.
We have got a weird. Is that this? Oh yes, it does start with a weird egg.
When was the last time we had one?
Surely there is one somewhere in Leo.
I don't think there is.
Maybe not.
To my knowledge. I remember the last one I remember was from like the second episode of Ace or something. That feels wrong. That it can't have been that long, right?
No.
The GG Marin 3D debut. I had an egg.
What the fuck happened?
Weird egg.
Never mind.
Narissa gave birth.
Oh.
What the fuck? What's going on over there?
Well, she has wanted to have children for a long while. I do know this about
Gigi and Narissa got married and had a baby.
Oh. I don't know if I want to watch that, but I am morbidly curious. Maybe I should watch that.
It's really good. It's so funny.
Did they give birth to a 24-karat gold Labubu?
No.
Okay.
No, they do not. Narissa gives birth to the egg and then immediately throws it across the house.
Oh, like Yoshi.
Yeah. That's the GG3D was good. Anyway, this episode of Ultraman. How we feel about this one?
I think this is a pretty standard, you didn't do your job all that good and you need to learn a lesson type thing. And also, yeah, sometimes you do need to break the rules to get the job done, though, and it's on you to know when that time comes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think the monster is, like, kind of alright, but also, like, I don't know, it's kind of whatever.
We have a better kaiju in the next episode.
We do.
Let me see this. Ultraman Medan. Let me find Medan. The man of Medan.
There's another gas blorper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We've had some gas gulpers in the past.
It's I guess one of the favorite tropes somehow.
Because it makes it easy to work in the threat of an explosion, frankly.
Sure.
And the fire breath.
Yeah.
Which, as we all know, we're all deathly afraid of.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
What else? There's a conversation in the middle of this episode that I kind of skimmed over, where Harada has kind of perceived the suspension and like them being given the task of researching what to do about this kaiju, him interpreting it as punishment, and Jono being like, no, we have clearly been given this task as like an opportunity to show that, we're serious about this. And I was like, this is all right, but
that's why she recognizes this, which is why she gets only 1 month of no leave.
Yes. The thing about this episode is it's the reverse of the Train into Space giant robot episode, where I'm like, that's the one where I'm like, oh, you don't even need the school to make this show good. And then this episode, I'm like, ooh, the school is gone, and I feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's like a throwaway line where he's like, yeah, I gotta go to school tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it.
Yeah. Who made this episode?
This episode was made by, directed by Kiyosumi Fukasawa, and then written by Yasushi Hirano, who is the guy I was very curious to talk about, because and now I realize I had what I thought was his page up, and then I did not. Here, let me grab this. Well, okay, so I can do this mostly from memory anyways, but basically this dude was around as a TV writer during this time period, and he was primarily known for anime, more so than toku, from what I gather. I think he did a few episodes of Dragon Ball. What we would probably know him best for, though, is he worked on episode 12 of Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam, which is the Jaburo episode where it blows up.
Nice.
Nice.
Is that the only one he did for that Zeta?
Yeah, he co-wrote it with someone else, and that's all those two did, I think.
I mean, that's a good episode.
Yeah, worked on.
That's a good Jared getting owned episode.
It's fucked up that once we get to the next Ultraman show,
Charles
counterattack happens.
Yeah. He a lot of random stuff here and there. Worked on Vodums, worked on Blue Comet SBT Lasner, Vifam, The Ultraman, which we skipped for subtitle reasons.
Mhm.
Hopefully one day.
Basically all of City Hunter on TV. And then one other, I guess the other thing I wanted to note here is he is still pretty active, or at least was up till like 10 years ago. Like, he worked on the new Hunter x Hunter, so he has been around.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The new Hunter x Hunter, which is also 10 years old.
Yeah.
Well, I guess 15.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember when that was coming out, I think, and it was like, oh wow,
Oh, and I get
people were like comparing it negatively to like the 90s version at the time,
People still
because
do
it was like early days.
Yeah. This is for Mel more than anyone, but I guess he wrote a manga called Sexy Lupin the Third.
What?
I found it.
What if Lupin? You heard the man. What if Lupin the Third was sexy?
It was drawn by Monkey Punch.
What is the...
I'm looking this up.
Oh my god, this fucking wiki page. Fan scandalations. The practice of fan scandalations is illegal and can lead to the arrest of any perpetrators. However,
oh my God.
As of 2025, fan scandalations is the only source to read all the chapters.
The fuck is...
It's on Mangadex still.
Fuck is this?
Sexy Lupin the Third is a 5-chapter side story of Lupin the Third, published to promote the airing of Lupin the Third Part 3, featuring more explicit versions of its episodes.
Oh, okay.
I don't like how the last 2 chapters are called Tell Me a Bedtime Story Part 1 and Tell Me a Bedtime Story Part 2.
Yeah, listen. Who knows what's happening in there?
I don't know what's happened there. I also barely remember Lupin Part 3.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my method of like watching is kind of terrible for retaining specific memories. Like, I basically remember only one episode of Lupin Part 2, and that's like the extremely wretched apartheid South Africa episode.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They were not kidding about this being explicit, by the way.
Oh, of course not.
I
think my assumption is like the manga was like just more explicit and graphic, and it's kind of like Lupin kind of got weirdly sanded down when it became like a TV franchise.
Well, I do know what Monkey Punch said about Castle of Cagliostro when they made that. It has made me.
What did he say?
He had a quote, and I don't necessarily want to misquote, but he basically said something that was along the lines of like, "Oh, my Lupin would have assaulted the woman, not saved her," like sort of shit, like really bad.
I mean,
I see.
Yeah,
I see.
On one hand, that's a fucked up thing to say. On the other hand, he's not. He is getting to the one of the weird things about Castle of Cagliostro in terms of its relationship with Lupin, where it's like, this is, I guess it technically has a character shaped like Lupin in it.
Wow. What the? Oh yeah, you were saying this guy worked on Sexy Lupin the Third.
Yeah, he did the manga.
Neat.
Lupin Part 3 is a reasonable thing to watch because it's only 50 episodes and not 155.
Yeah, also the pink jacket looks good.
Pink jacket is good. It's a shame that's the one they never brought back.
Not even like a cameo in Blue versus Red?
I think probably somewhere in Green, Red versus Green. Also, I think Part 5, because it was like an anniversary season, there was like tribute episodes kind of thing. There's like one episode where he puts on the pink jacket.
The British.
Oh, I see.
The
British. But also Part 5 is like mostly a Blue Jacket show, with like some standalone ones where he's in different jackets.
The British yearn for Rooster Teeth.
Listen. I did watch. The reason I was there day one of RWBY because I was watching Red versus Blue. This is true. The allegations are very true.
The most the Lupin with the most appearances is the one where the jacket is red like roses.
I see. Yeah, that is true. Well, Mel, your stuff for this episode.
Yeah. Special effects director Koichi Takano, Madan, suit actor Takashi Yamazaki. There's probably a reason why this suit looks mid, and it's because it's a modified Gecko Giller from earlier in the show. So
I see.
Also, for some reason, I only realized last night that the first 5 Lupin TV specials were Dozaki movies. So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Which may be why they have some sauce, even though the plot there's an immediate dip in the plot quality.
Right. Wow.
That's the last Lupin thought I have for now. I've seen too much of it.
With Lupin out of the way.
Did you know that the last episode of Arby and the Chief was last year?
What? It was still going last year?
I think they brought it back.
What? Oof. Okay, I'm gonna right. There were entire seasons of Arby and the Chief that were action shows about hackers who, when they shot you in the game Halo Reach, they bricked your Xbox. And there was a big conspiracy. And there was cucking. There was cuckoldry happening. Arbiter had to stop a wedding from happening in Halo Reach.
The hell?
This is all real.
Fucking hell.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Okay, I believe you.
Okay, I believe you. Okay, we're done talking about episode 11. It's over. Episode 12 is called The Beautiful Transfer Student, and it is featuring Gora. Some girls in the class, fashion included, try to play a prank on Professor. They leave a love letter for him and give him a place and time to meet and sign it M. When Professor shows up at the place and time, a completely different girl called Millie interferes before the prank can be completed. Professor mistakes Millie for the M in the letter, and they go eat ice cream and generally have a good time. The other girls show up, see this happen and like, what the fuck? The next day, Takeshi introduces Millie as a transfer student from the Netherlands. Professor defends Millie from the girls who are annoyed she messed up their prank, and he just generally has a nice time with her. He even lies to his mother to sneak out and go on a date with her to Asaga Mountain. In a meeting between Professor's mother and the school, Takeshi defends the boy's actions. We'll get into that later.
There's a universe of that one Karakano episode.
Yeah, exactly. Now, Red, you might be asking, is this an Ultraman episode or not? Why, yes, it is. While the rest of the episode has been happening, Takeshi has been getting shot at with lasers in the dead of night and nearly blown up when his bicycle explodes.
You know that gif of, the panda stumbling around in its, little zoo shelter and someone edited it so it's dodging lasers? It's the exact vibe.
It's so stupid. I love the bike exploding and someone coming out, Non-chan coming out and going, what the hell's this? Then looking up on the roof and Takeshi's up on the roof.
And he's one of his shoes is on the ground.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And he sends his shoe in for analysis. Yeah, someone's targeting him, and he's figured it out. A meteor landed on Mount Asaga, and it had a radioactivity spike a couple of days ago, but now the readings are normal again, almost as though someone camouflaged the radioactivity at about the same time Millie and Professor went to the exact same mountain. Takeshi finds Millie's secret hideout and confronts her about being an alien and using Professor in her alien scheme. She claims she does love him, but she becomes she becomes a different person when she's in the Psycho Gundam. She's here as an agent of the planet Vibros to assassinate Ultraman and make it easier to take over Earth. The giant kaiju Gora will hatch from its egg in the mountain any second now. Millie has to do her duty. Her and Takeshi, she teleports to the mountain and Takeshi follows her. At which point I ask myself, why did you need what's his face to go to the mountain? But oh well. Gora is there. Takeshi transforms and fights Gora. 80 wins, and Millie cries over Gora. Takeshi takes a recorded farewell from Millie and plays it for Professor, and Professor cries, and Takeshi tells Professor she was a good girl, but she had to return to the Netherlands. The end.
Not to Paris.
Not to Paris. I love the line, she was a good girl, but she had to return to the Netherlands. Like the Netherlands is some I don't know. Like it's death. Anyway. So yes. How do we feel about this episode?
I feel
That's
a
fun.
little disappointed that the Professor's episode is this, because I feel like it could have been any other child. Like, it didn't need to be him, and I wish they leaned into him being a presence in the show.
Now, I do think that he is probably the one who is most likely to be bullied by these other girls.
That is true.
It's extremely funny when he's standing up for Millie, because they're like, hey, what's the problem? Why are you wrestling with our pranks? And he's like, buzz off. And they're like, hey, want to check out our cool jackets that are delinquent jackets that we use for bullying people? And he's like, I don't care about that.
It's so when you wear these jackets, you feel like bullying people. Weird line.
I do feel though this is maybe the more I think so. Despite his appearance and relatively small stature compared to basically everyone else in the class, I do feel like the show up to this point has kind of presented him as being the wise voice of reason that all the other kids agree with.
It's kind of going back and forth just because he also says some out of pocket shit.
That is true, and other people are like, "What the fuck?" That is true,
including in the very first episode.
So I think once again we're running into Ultraman is written by multiple people who aren't talking to each other.
Yeah.
But I think here we've hit on something a little interesting in terms of how quickly relationships change as a kid. Which I do not think this is an intended aspect of this, but like it's like there's a fickleness to everyone that has been imbued in these characters just by way of different writers having different perspectives on what to do with these kids. And so, last week we had Rakugo, we had the 4 main kids all teaming up to hook up their teachers. And now this week we've got Fashion being like, it feels a little mean, but I will bully Professor. I will do that. And I think that's I would not necessarily describe children as arbitrary, but certainly there's a
degree of that.
Yeah.
This was around the age. Still friends with this person. Shoutouts to you, Lauren. You're not listening to this. You don't know I do this podcast, but like I did have a friend in middle.
That's you, Lauren.
Yeah, I did have a friend in middle school that we like. Because of mostly social pressure around us, we're we're boyfriend-girlfriend before we really knew what that really meant, and then after 3 weeks we were like, this is stupid, we're just friends.
Yeah.
This is the age for that type of shit.
I was thinking your anecdote of the best friend you had over Final Fantasy X after you two had a fight.
Oh yeah, after I hit him in the face with a plastic baseball bat.
Yeah.
Shouts to Shane, just hung out with that guy.
So yeah, I think there's something in that with this show. We'll see how that goes. But the other reason I think it's good is I think it's nice to have this episode for Professor is specifically the meeting with the parent.
Yeah.
Where Takeshi, says, well, up until now he's mostly just been really studious, and that's all he worries about. I think it's nice he's worrying about something else for once. I think this is, that's a sign, that's growing up a little.
Mm-hmm.
And his specific position being that, The only reason he kept it a secret is because like he felt like he had to, right? If it wasn't gonna like get him in trouble, then he probably wouldn't be running off without you knowing where he's going. I'm just like, Takeshi. Sometimes he swings and misses, and sometimes he swings, he hits. Because it's really fun. You get like stuff like this and compare it to the episode where the child comes out of hospital and he's like, "So I think you're a coward."
To his friends.
Yeah, in front of his friends.
And also his mom.
Yeah. I think the incredible, we've talked a little bit about the incredible assassination attempts.
Yes, just got teacher in his apartment being like shot at through the window through lasers.
And just his like cupboards and stuff have been rigged up with like stunt explosive stuff.
Yes.
Good sparks. Just a spark. Really good sparks.
I also like him like going to meet Millie on the mountain, and like before like she opens the door, you just see him like force projecting himself.
Yeah, her hideout is really cool. She's like in there in this like weird seat with like she's communicating with like her home planet. And
for some reason they have like the Ultraman arc filter on.
Yeah.
Yes, they do. It's like, I don't know, there's something vaguely like evil Superman about it. If she got the teleporter, I don't know why she needed to do the date to the mountain.
I do think it's funny that like when she's like exploding the place to awaken Gora, like she teleports herself and Takeshi out, and they both have like teleport special effects out of the place. But when like she reappears outside with the teleport special effect, but then Takeshi just shows up without this role. I think it's funny.
He just appears.
Yeah.
Just before he shows up, we also get her asking like her boss, like, do we have to destroy Earth? Do we have to do that? And it's just we just kind of, this is like, feels like a kind of a classic mode of Ultraman, is Alien starts to feel bad about the plot. I think the best of these is like the Ultra 7 one.
The Ultra
Eye. The stolen Ultra Eye.
I think about that episode all the time.
He's just one of the best episodes of that show.
Oh, 100%.
It's so good.
Which is, saying a lot, because that show has a lot of bangers, but...
Yeah. That one's also, that episode has the most low-key genocide that has happened in Ultraman.
Yeah.
It was the one where like I brought in the bit. Because I was the only one who noticed.
He just like turns the missile around and just goes, well, that's job done. It's like, wasn't
she's
like, home planet? Is that going to block the home planet?
She's like, well, I guess I'll just kill myself, because otherwise I'm going to go back. My plan's done. Thanks, Ultra 7.
I think I'm going to kill myself soon. I also like the fight in this episode.
Yeah.
There's like a bunch of they're doing like beam battle stuff.
The monster suit's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It's a good
one of the better ape-ish designs.
Ultraman, Gora. Yeah, because it like adds a lot on to being an ape. We've had some truly dire giant ape suits over the years.
That said, Ultraman Wiki says that despite hatching from an egg, Gora appears to be based on a lion. Thank you, Ultraman Wiki.
I see. It's like a lion ape thing.
Gora appears in the Japanese variety show Takeshi's Castle in a special monster episode.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Takeshi's Castle's great.
Gora and Ultraman 80 made an appearance in Google's Chromebook for Students advertisement.
You know, Takeshi's Castle is like Beat Takeshi, like Takeshi Kitano.
Oh,
yeah, that's him.
Oh, that's why he's famous.
It's his castle.
Yeah.
Oh. Not to be confused with this Takeshi Yamano.
Yeah, this is a different Takeshi.
I think it's really funny. Alien picks the name Yamada for himself.
Oh, you know.
You know. Next week, UGM are gonna fight in the Yamato formation.
Yeah.
You know,
Whatever that
when I
means.
watched the next time on, I was like, okay,
Whatever that means.
who knows? Who made this episode?
This one was made by the guy I am most eager to see.
I see
what is going on. So this was directed by Kiyosumi Fukasawa once again, and then written by Joe Hirose, who is a guy with a very, I would say, a sparse biography, but I am curious about him because the reason he got into filmmaking is when he was in high school, he saw the film, oh shoot, where is it? Oh no, maybe, oh yeah, there we go. Night and Fog in Japan, the Nagasa Oshima one, about the security treaty struggle that, had, I think that was the one that was, like, pulled from theaters and shit, because it was, like, you know, a hot button issue, there was, like, political assassinations happening at the time, and the studios got nervous about having that out, you know, on public screens like that. But he saw that movie, really fell in love with it, and was like, I need to be a film guy. So then he joined up with Shochiku, and worked on a bunch of movies and TV shows and stuff since. Seems like a lot of, like, random drama stuff. But yeah, he got involved with Ultraman 80 here at some point as well, and it seems to me, at least from what I can tell, the only Toku thing he did. So.
Okay.
Neat.
Nice.
Neat.
I mean, yeah, listen, watching an Oshima movie and immediately deciding, oh, I have to do movies. I get it.
There's like this is relevant to probably our viewers, listeners' interest. They announced like an Oshima box set thing of like a bunch of his movies. I think some translated for the first time, maybe. That's like, it's like I know it's a UK company, but I think it's like a region-free release thing, and I wish I could find it. I'll keep looking for it. But probably worth checking out.
Nice.
Here, I know exactly where to look. Yes, okay, it is from Radiance Films. It is called Radical Japan, Cinema and State. 9 films by Oshima over 7 discs. Which I plan on picking up, because that seems something relevant to our interest.
Ooh, that's a big hit, actually. On my wallet.
Oh, what's the price on it? I didn't know that it was...
Over here, it says $74.99 GBP.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I don't even want to think about how much that is in Canadian dollars.
The Canadian dollar to me is the fakest currency. I'm like, this is like everything I hear. Whenever I hear about what the conversion, you know, what things are priced in Canada, I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
Looks like Diabolic DVD has it for $100 USD for anyone curious.
Yay.
Wow.
Well,
thank you.
For email.
Yes. Mel.
Yes.
Your stuff for this episode.
Special effects director Koichi Takano. Mari Michi is played by Maichi Akamoto. Millie is played by someone named Judy Morris. Gora, suit actor Takashi Yamazaki. I guess it was the same suit actor for everyone this week, but that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, what it is.
All right. Do we have anything more to say about this episode?
I think this is my favorite of the bunch. I like it.
Yeah, I would definitely say so.
I think we need more goofy antics.
I hope the professor gets another episode. He deserves it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we've only got 4 main kids, really. So I expect we get some more.
See, but I'm anticipating that they're just going to keep making up kids for, like, a lot of the one-offs. And I don't know how often we'll go back to that main core.
A new kid every week.
Yeah.
How many people are in your class?
Don't worry about it.
Don't even worry about it. It's, you know, schools are underfunded, you know, you can only get so many teachers, and everyone needs to be taught. That's what happens. You get the 50-child classroom. Yeah, I definitely think this is my favorite of the bunch this week.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty good. It's just funny to me when he's like, she had to return to the Netherlands.
I hate it when my alien GF needs to go back to the Netherlands.
The Netherlands is code for space, the way Paris is code for heaven.
So where's the Hague?
Where's the Hague? It's a good question. In Ultraman, I don't know that there is a Hague.
I just kill him.
I think Ultraman has that America situation where the Land of Light is like, if an Ultra being ever winds up in the Hague, we will be doing something about that. So you better not do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We might be done talking about Ultraman this week.
Father Walter talk about how like he fired the key on Fifth Avenue and no one was saying.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mel, do you have some color timers?
Yeah. Bit of a downer this week. Episode 10, 4 minutes 28 seconds.
Oh.
Episode 11, 3 minutes 36 seconds.
Mm.
Pull it back in episode 12, 5 minutes 50. Excuse me.
5 minutes.
No, 2 minutes 52 seconds.
2 minutes 52 seconds. Okay. So you now got like, what is it, 3 episodes total that have gone over?
Yeah.
They're doing a little bit better this time.
Yeah.
Thank God they gave themselves back those extra 20 seconds. From Leo, man. Leo just didn't have stamina. We are going to be talking about anything other than Ultraman in just a second, right after this break.
Let's go UGM UGM Let's go UGM UGM この星は美しい
And like for no reason, he was like, "How tall are you again?" And I went 5'10". He went 5'11". And I went, "Okay." I don't know if this was necessary.
Oh yeah, 5'11". So yeah,
that's weirdly resonant with one of the things I have this week.
Oh, okay.
In like a
Well, I mean, we can kind of just go in.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
hello.
Mel, tell us about your thing that resonates with the height of 5'11".
Okay, so I don't know how to set this up. I actually have a bunch of stuff this week.
Okay.
But I guess maybe I'll start with that. So Cosmo Champs had a bonus episode this week.
Okay.
Because I'm surgery.
Mhm.
And they did a 70s shoujo manga called They Were 11.
I see.
Which is basically like 2 short stories. The first of which is basically Space Among Us.
Wait,
Where-
as opposed to Among Us.
Well,
Yeah, I was about to say,
You know
hold
what,
on.
you know what? Actually, cover my face right now. Fucking.
I can't. Y'all are gonna not be prepared when I make Gundam in space.
Yeah, so basically got like, this space federation type thing, and there's like a space academy that's really prestigious. And everyone has to go on this test where like they have to be a crew for a ship for a certain amount of time, and it's a crew of 10. But wait a minute, when they get on the ship, there's 11 of them.
Yeah, that's a good premise.
I'm going to tell you, there's a terrible anime with a similar premise called Rocket and the Six Braves about the legendary 6 heroes, and they all arrive in the temple, and there are 7 of them.
I remember liking that, but
I
maybe
really
not.
didn't like that show. It's
Maybe
been a
not,
while
wasn't it?
though. Maybe we'll see. Anyway, your thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty neat. It's not that long. So it's worth a read. And I guess in that 70s shoujo way, there's some gender stuff happening. So that's cool. Like, one of the main notable characters is someone who's like got some trans math gender fluid stuff happening, but that's kind of neat. And then there's like a follow-up thing where it's like what happens after, where like one of the main characters is like a king on their planet, inherits the throne, and there's some space opera kind of geopoliticking happening. And it's pretty nifty.
Can I post one of the covers in here just to show Brad this cover because it rules?
Yeah, that's the one.
That's a good one.
It's a banger.
This is the English cover. Just if you type "they were 11" into Google Images, like the second result, it's like like an Amazon page, but it's like Anyway,
Moto Hagio, I know, is like one of like those influential shoujo mangaka of that decade. I think like the sort of like academic name for like that kind of quote unquote movement is like the group of 24 or something.
The group of 24. That's a big group.
I think I guess because like from the name Showa 24, like the year.
Oh, I see.
This is wow. This is easily gettable and cheap for anyone who wants it.
Well, that's good.
Beyond the scan.
Beyond the usual means.
Yeah.
I use the usual means. It was very easy. And I did it in like 2 sittings because it's short.
Sick.
Group of 24, presumably, unlike other similar name groups, not having beef with Deng Xiaoping or Zhou Enlai. But
well, yes.
Wait a minute! I just have enough reward points on my credit card to just like get this. I'm gonna just get.
Oh,
this.
Nice.
Fuck it, why not?
Between this and Dear Brother, I'm like, maybe I should check out more 70s shoujo stuff. It seems like this particular work, and maybe just some of Moto Hagio's work generally, takes a lot of influence from like Le Guin. And Darkness type stuff. I'm like, I can see that. I should definitely check out that Le Guin sci-fi stuff because like I've only read R3 so far, and I know she's got like, Left Hand Darkness, Dispossess, etc., are all important seminal works as well. So
yeah.
Also, I guess related to Cosmo Champs, they finished the Sanctuary arc of Saint Seiya, so that's a pretty big milestone. That is pretty neat.
Saint Seiya crazy.
It is pretty crazy, but I'm not like I've not been as abnormal about it as some other people.
I see.
Because I guess I'm just like, yeah, that's pretty cool. There's definitely like the course like before the Sanctuary arc is kind of like there's some cool stuff going on, but also like there's a lot of jobbers. And the Sanctuary arc is specifically around like fighting like the Gold Saints, who are like the top of the power level scale. Some of them aren't that interesting, but a lot of them are pretty cool. And it's like these aren't jobbers; these are like guys with staying power, in a cool way. And it's basically like, how many episodes is this shit? Like, it's like at least like 30 episodes where it's like we have 12 hours to go through 12 hours to go through this gauntlet of temples all the way up to beat the big bad. So it's like it's interesting. Like it's like you think it'd get tired, but like how long it goes, but it's honestly pretty fun. And they're gonna go into new arcs with new stuff going on after this. I guess like it was like halfway through all of Saint Seiya at some point, including like the mid-aughts Hades arc OVAs that came around to do later, because that was like the end of the manga that they didn't do in the 80s. So I don't know what the story behind why that happened is, but it's a Toei thing, so maybe there's weird Toei stuff happening there.
Toei be Toei.
Toei be Toei, as always. It was funny watching the first Saint Seiya movie and being like, "Oh yeah, this is a Toei movie."
I see. Yeah,
I just like, this is one of these.
Toei has always been Toei.
They've always been like this.
Well, listen, if it ain't broke.
It's like, watching a Digimon movie and watching a Kamen Rider movie is the same thing.
True.
In relation to like the source material, anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming this also applies to Dragon Ball.
Yeah, but also I haven't seen much Dragon Ball.
Absolutely. Except for the first 2 Dragon Ball movies.
Well, 3.
3. Which are retellings of the Dragon Ball manga.
Yeah, those are the only 3 I've seen.
That do different things. For some reason.
I'll always have an affinity for the stupid made-up guys the DBZ movies add.
Absolutely.
Fucking turtles.
Lord Slug.
Yeah.
Lord Slug.
They technically do that for prequel movies, just some of them are cooler than others.
True. They're
Like
always
Barry
saying, Frieza is pretty cool, but his brother is cooler.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I have seen that clip of the dub of that movie where I can't remember what song they play when he goes Super
Change in the House of Flies by Deftones. Yes, that's the one. This is if you ever wonder why I'm like this, it's because that movie was a central part of my childhood. I've watched this scene many times. Yeah,
I understand.
They also play shit, what's the name of the song? I'm looking it up. Drowning Pool Reminded at the start of the movie when they replay the Bardock shit. Another core memory of mine. Because, like, Cooler's Men is like, there's a sand child on a pod escaping to Earth, and Cooler's like, I have 7 planets to explode today. What is one child?
Damn.
Yeah.
Get fucked by your own negligence.
In any such cases.
I think there's literally a flashback in the movie who's like, wait a minute. He was the child I let escape.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah.
Saint Seiya.
Yeah. I mean, that I feel like I just don't have much to say about Saint Seiya, because he's like...
Yeah, it's alright.
He's got cool stuff. The armors are cool. Probably fuck with it more than like other shonen stuff. I'm also just not a big shonen head in the same way. So, but I appreciate the pretty men in comparison to other forms of men you could have.
I will one day watch Saint Seiya.
Yeah, there's a lot of it. Other than that, I somehow have watched like 3 movies.
What movies you watched?
So I start with the heaviest one.
Okay.
There's a 1968 movie by Japanese director Shohei Imamura called Profound Desires of the Gods.
Okay.
Which is really, I don't know how to describe this. It's weird. It's his first color film. I don't know a lot about his work, but this seems to be the thing that I saw when looking it up. He's like, oh, this is his first color film, and then the movie cost too much to make and wasn't a big success, and so he just went to make documentaries for a while in response.
Okay.
There's this island, presumably in Okinawa, where this like the most of the island is shifted from like rice farming to sugar farming for this sugar company, and they want to build a refinery there, and so they sent a guy to like from Tokyo to like who's like the father, who's like the son-in-law of the company chairman, to like go find a well to make the sugar refinery. Because the island happens to have a lot of cheap labor, because there's a lot of like old superstition still on the island. There's like there's a lot of the old ways, kind of maybe still, and so those super ways are kind of like used as a way to get cheap labor. but there's also like the most traditional and like the kind of like the focus is there's a family called the Katori family, I think his name, who's kind of like the most traditional, still believing in like the old ways the most fervently, who are also ostracized from the rest of the community, partly for being the most traditional and I guess quote unquote backwards of everyone, but also because there's weird incest shit going on.
I see.
Not question mark. It is a thing in the movie, but it's quite messy. There's a lot going on. It's about like 3 hours.
Okay.
And it kind of starts as just like, yeah, there's this guy from Tokyo who's trying to like basically help speed along like modernization, quote unquote, on this kind of quote unquote backwards island. But then instead of just being like a kind of basic modern versus traditional thing, it goes into kind of like weird directions of like how are like quote unquote traditional values like twisted and co-opted by like, for instance, the village chief who's like the guy who's basically like the trying to sell all this to like he's basically the guy who's trying to like, if I help bring this company to this island, I'll have a leg up. And so he's trying to get everyone on board, and eventually like the fact that they can't really find a good water source means, oh, maybe we should just like turn this into a tourist spot, and then maybe everyone can sell their land, and kind of thing. That becomes the kind of plot. And like there's like this village chief, I guess you could say, has like kind of forcefully made the one of the daughters of the Katori ostracized family into like a concubine, and she has like both the family as like the traditional bearers are both like ostracized and the bottom rungs of society, but also they kind of like the shamans, so they kind of have a role at the top of the society, and so he kind of like manipulates her premonitions for his own gain, kind of stuff. There's a lot. Mm-hmm. The Tokyo guy briefly gets kind of quote unquote adopted into the ostracized family because he gets seduced by one of their daughters who happens to feel like she has a intellectual disability, which makes things weird. There's weirdness. And then kind of like the climax of the movie feels like how like the use of like sort of like the hammer of the old ways coming down, like because there's a push and pull between how much do like these people who are like under the throes of like modernization is happening to them in a way, and they're sort of like how much are they like dismissive of the old ways as a ways of demeaning others versus how much are they like willing to rigidly like cling to them in sort of using them as those old ways as a hammer against those they deem as like deserving of it, kind of thing, which comes to like a climax right by the end of the movie. In a way that's like I've seen people compare it to like the Wicker Man, this movie. So maybe that's a interesting way of, I'm trying not to like explain too much and spoil the movie as well, but I think it's worth checking out. But it's also like hard to talk about because there's a lot of like it's kind of dense and there's a lot of things going on. But then immediately
it's got that sort of you saying that the Wicker Man sort of is like it's sort of like folk this kind of internal conflict between the old ways and the new ways.
And like the weaponization of the old ways in arbitrary ways, and like what is tradition anyway, and like how are they how are like they kind of almost changed on the fly for social control while still being treated as like, oh, this is how we always done this, kind of thing. And then the juxtaposition of the sort of like, oh yeah, the hammer of the old ways coming down in that sort of fearsome way gets juxtaposed immediately by a really haunting epilogue where it's like a few years later when now this is just firmly tourism place and like there's Coca-Cola signs and stuff, and it's like really this
damn
sad and fucked up, and like it's sort of like worth noting this guy's like director is a mainlander Japanese guy who maybe is exoticizing a bit like Okinawan traditionalism, quote unquote. This is like a fake island, and so like the culture is a bit fake, but it's like clearly inspired on Okinawan stuff, and so there's like weirdness there of sort of like he's not romanticizing, but he's kind of exoticizing a bit. But also like there's clearly like as much as like there's like the old ways have their own fucked upness, there is something lost by like everything gets compressed into like the Mickey Mouse modernization of everything. And I think it's for various reasons that epilogue just feels really haunting and fucked up, and it's just like damn.
Yeah.
Especially like with the way that like it's sort of like for like the second half of the movie, like the Tokyo guy has kind of left, and then he's coming back in the epilogue in a way it's like damn, you're a real piece of garbage. In a way that he seems like completely ignorant of. But yeah, it's worth checking out. It's a really interesting.
You said this is also Imamura, right?
Yes.
I want to watch stuff by him because I haven't dived in yet, but he seems really interesting.
He seems like a guy who's like all about like the fringe of society, lower class stuff.
I think it's called A Man Vanishes. I know he made it's described here on Wikipedia as a pseudo documentary about like a guy who went missing, but like also I think is kind of about the idea of like the people in Japan who like just kind of self-choose to like withdraw and like don't want to be found sort of thing. And I'm like, that sounds interesting.
Definitely worth checking out. I also, as like, maybe it's because this is his first color movie, but I'm like, oh damn, this movie looks really good. The way like, the way like, kind of like less good movie, but like when I talk about Jigokumon, Gates of Hell, the way it's like color as a new technology that when you're switching over to black and white now, you're like, oh, I'm using color and being considerate about the use of color as a new tool in a way that can be really effective. And just like, oh shit, color, it looks cool when you know how to use it right.
It's kind of wild how anytime you just get anything out of any sort of cultural new wave, it's always the sickest shit on planet Earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And so now, taking us down from that high-minded discussion, I'm here to tell you about the second movie I watched this week, the 2001 Jet Li movie, The One.
Oh, yo! I watched that movie like 3 weeks ago.
Oh shit! Nice.
I've never heard of this.
Okay, Mel, would you like to describe the premise of Jet Li's The One to Brad?
The premise of Jet Li's The One is that there's a multiverse.
Okay.
And there's like a multiverse cops that try and prevent people crossing over and doing crimes.
Okay.
And Jet Li plays both the villain called Yulaw, who's like killed 123 out of 124 of his alternate selves in the hopes of becoming the One because it makes you stronger.
So you're depowered if you have duplicates running around.
Well, because your individual self, your total energy is divided among all versions of you.
So
and
it's
if you
multiverse Highlander, but with yourself.
It's multiverse, and then yeah.
And of course, he also plays the last remaining one of himself, who's like I think like Gabe or something.
He's Gabriel Law.
They're all forms of law. Like the movie starts with like a criminal version of him called Lawless.
Yes.
he's getting taken to like protective custody, and then like Yulaw shows up and kills him.
Oh, I just scrolled down to the soundtrack part of the Wikipedia article.
The needle drops in this movie go fucking crazy.
Yeah. Like I'm like, is this a good movie? I don't think.
Good
so.
question.
Is it a great movie? Well, let me tell you. When in the opening like 20 minutes of the movie, when he's being strapped up to sent to like the prison planet for eternity, and like the guard is like, "Are you ready?" And Yulaw's like, "Are you?" While his accomplice has let loose what I can only describe as like a rat with some kind of fuse on its back to cause an explosion blackout thing that is perfectly timed to the Disturbs Down with the Sickness.
Yeah, I was gonna note, so the soundtrack...
And I'm like, we used to make movies.
Noted songs... Disturbed, Down with the Sickness, Drowning Pool, Bodies and Sinner, Godsmack, Awake, Papa Roach, Last Resort, and Blood Brothers. Holy, they just had all of them. All of 2001 in this movie.
The movie's like only like 90 minutes. It's really lean. There's like a mentor cop, and his like subordinate cop is like Northern Eye look-alike.
Is Jason Statham doing an American accent? Because it's very early in Jason Statham's career. He's not really famous yet.
Yeah. And just like the movie just kind of goes, and like the last 20 minutes is just like Jet Li fighting himself in like an underground factory thing.
It's so good.
And the final scene was on the cigarettes. I don't need to know you. You need to know me.
I'm nobody's bitch. Yeah, the movie is worth seeing for the final scene alone. It's all a build up to that. It's such a good ending.
Yeah.
There is like a specific genre of like early 2000s Jet Li slop that I'm here for. I always think about Cradle to the Grave. With DMX.
God. Yeah. I mean, good movie.
Yeah.
Kind of.
In a certain way. From a certain
point of view.
Depends on definitions or reason. I got one more film that I watched yesterday. Or was it the day before?
What's your third film?
This is one I downloaded after, not the last one, but the previous Gamera movie. I decided to watch after watching episode 10 of Ultraman 80 this week. I watched The Fantastic Voyage, which is another 60s movie.
I see.
That one's just, I think it's a Fleischer movie. It's about genius scientist Iron Curtain gets shot and is in a coma. In order to save his life, they gotta shrink some guys down into a submarine that they put in the body.
Yes, I've heard of this.
And it seems that this movie spawned an entire subgenre of children's television episodes.
Yes.
The main character is a good friend, Stephen Boyd, who we last saw as Toxic Yaoi Ancient Roman gangbuster Masala in Ben-Hur.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, oh yeah. Less sauce in this movie, unfortunately. No fault of his own, just like the script. There's just like less sauce when you're just generic military American protagonist guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think I read that like they asked Isaac Asimov to do the book novelization of the movie script. And he both like expanded it to the plot was like better, had more substance, and also he was just a fast writer, so the novel actually came out before the movie did.
Oh. He's just showing off. He's just like, man, fuck you guys.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, there's too many plot holes. Might be worth checking out this novel at some point. It might actually be a better story. Because this one's kind of like, it's kind of whatever. It's like nothing too fancy in the plot. The main thing you're really watching for is like, oh, hey, what are some cool 60s special effects that they try and like show this like Thunderbird's submarine going into a human body and going through like, you know, the fibers of the heart, the ear, inner ear. Cool special effects. Let's just like, oh yeah, we're in it. There's a fun psychedelic effects. Is like you see like them looking out the window while outside the window is just like a lava lamp, basically. Just, you know, fun stuff. Just from that perspective. One guy at the end gets got by like a white blood cell and it's fucked up, but you know, is what it is. I think I I saw Fleischer originally did, it's like a decade previous, that Disney 2000 Leagues live action movie, and he got some of those guys to be like, hey, we can I get some of my special effects guys to make me a second submarine for this movie? And that's a movie I kind of also have my hard drive that I want to check out. So maybe soon. Now that I'm like, well, I saw this one, I may as well go see the other one. But yeah, it's there's not much to say about it other than like, yeah, if you want to go see some cool special effects, go watch it. It's pretty neat. It's like it feels like I can see. I don't know the timeline of when this episode came out relative to like that one episode of Ultra 7, where he went to the body, but just like, yeah, I can kind of see like whenever Ultraman has tried to do an inside the body episode, I can see how it takes with this movie. Just in terms of like the vibes and the effects going on. So
this was 1 year before.
Okay. So like 96? I mean 66?
66 was Fantastic Voyage, yeah.
Yeah, so that's like plenty of time to just like copy that movie. I think it comes across when like you'll see that like one episode where he does go in the body. It's like, yeah, it's similar vibes, similar kind of lighting and stuff. So that's cool. And I definitely see it in like this episode of 80 as well. So.
Oh, this is interesting. Frederick Schott's book noted, I believe, the original translator of the Gundam novels, and just like general early manga anime translator guy. At least I believe he did the Gundam trilogy, claims that Fox had wanted to use ideas from an episode of Tezuka's Astro Boy in the movie, but never credited him.
Oh.
So there is at least some cross-cultural stuff going on there.
That's fun.
Nice. Wow. Cool.
Well, yeah, that's me.
That's you. Brad, you been up to anything?
I've been up to a few different
You've
things.
been busy. Okay.
I've been busy. Actually, let me start with that. So people may be wondering, why the fuck was I gone for 2 weeks? Well, the first, I was in
Jury
dang old
duty.
Canada. No.
Okay.
I've never had to do jury duty, thank fucking God. The one time I got summoned, I, like, all of the cases settled out of court the week of.
Okay.
So I didn't
Nice.
need to go, and that put me back in the pool, and I've never been summoned since. And I hope that I don't, because it sounds
wonder-
like a pain.
If I just won't ever, just because I went to law school.
Oh, I have thought before, if I do get summoned, just being very open about my politics and see where that lands me.
Oh, right, because you have that bizarre thing in America where where the lawyers pick the jury.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, I did not realize this was an American only phenomenon.
I
Sense.
don't know what happens over here, but as far as when I first saw that happening, I was like, what the fuck is this?
No, yeah, there's a questioning process where they can eliminate you for fucking anything. Famously, finding jurors for the O.J. Simpson case that did not know who the fuck O.J. Simpson was. Hard process. But yeah, I was in Canada doing work stuff because I work for a Canadian company, and I had a really lovely time. It was kind of stressful. There's some shit going on at work that is like, for office politics reason, we kind of all have to take the blame for something that it's very obvious that there's a couple people who were the problem.
A collective punishment?
Yeah, kind of. It's stupid. So that kind of put me in a bad mood, but as soon as I got to, like, I mean, we do these things where, like, it's basically an excuse to, like, all meet up in person since we all work remote through, like, different, like, areas. And just hang out and, like, go out and eat food on the company dime and, you know, do stuff like that. And it was great. Toronto is always pleasant to be in. I maintain that Toronto Uber drivers, though, are ridiculous. Some of the risks they take, I'm just like, I don't understand. I'm supposed to be rating you at the end of this. Several near collisions, but we got out unscathed. And yeah, just nice, pleasant city. And turns out me and another coworker of mine got on really well, like just hanging out. And we kind of stood out late one night and just explored the city a bit and had a good time. That was lovely. Also, when I was drunk one night, I did tell my coworker Scott about the existence of this podcast. Hi, Scott, if you're listening. I have a feeling you probably aren't, but if you are...
I thought.
Yeah. That was funny. But, yeah. Not too much else to talk about with that. It was just kind of same old, like, wow, I get to go to Canada once a year. That's kind of fun. Did have ketchup chips. Did not have all-dress chips this time, though, which I think I do like the all-dress more than I do the ketchup, I have to say.
Oh, that's fair.
And yeah.
Ketchup chips have a bit of a harsher taste.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my thing, is by the time I'm done with a bag of ketchup chips, I'm like, I'm good.
I think it's one of those where you can like probably just have like a few of them at a time. So
chips, potato, like from a
bag.
bag.
God damn it!
Yes, crisps.
Yeah, crisps.
I was like, ketchup on chips is very normal.
I'm gonna pull the micro crisps out of your computer if you keep putting me through this.
I see.
And then, outside of that, I got home and came back to my sister's family being in town. And that's been a wonderful, lovely time. So, like, a lot of family friends and family have just been, like, coming around, and, like, we've been, like, they're in the general area, so it's a lot of driving places to meet up with people and hang out and catch up and all that. And it's just been good. I've alluded to this several times, probably, you've heard me say on this podcast, but, like, my family's gone through some shit over the years. It's been a tough time for us through a lot of odds and ends and various tragedies and stuff. And everyone's doing good. Like, it's been just a nice, pleasant, happy time. And, like, it was just kind of a nice feeling of, like, fuck, we got through that shit. And, like, we're all doing pretty good and, like, in a good, safe spot. So, that's been nice. It's been really good. So yeah, honestly, I've been busy with a lot of that stuff. Like, I've been driving out and, like, doing dinners and, like, going to, like, gatherings and like, spending a lot of time with people. So I haven't really done too much stuff. I've been poking away at a few different things, some of which I'm probably going to hold off on talking on until I'm, like, finished with them. One thing I did do, though, is I randomly decided, like, I'm just going to look and see, like, random manga that I've bought on, like, Kindle through the years that I just haven't ever read. And I found one that was a Tezuka manga I had purchased on sale at some point called 100 Tales. Which is the story. It opens with, like, an explanation saying, like, oh, hey, this is, like, a little experimental, like, Japanese take on the Faustian legend, which immediately perked my ears up, as I've explained on this podcast many times. Yeah, kind of, in a way. Definitely lighter in tone from what I gather with how Madoka goes. But this interested me just because I'm like, well, I like weird Faustian pact shit. Let's see where this goes. So this is the story, and I'm not going to remember any of these characters' names because it's been like 2 weeks, and it's frankly relatively short. And in fact, I think 100 Tales, it might be called that because I believe this originally maybe came from, like, an anthology series that was part of a manga, and then at some point, this story arc just got adapted and collected and kind of just took the name. I was trying to read on the history, and I wasn't exactly finding the full details, but I've seen 100 Tales refer to, like, a broader collection of stories, I believe, but then also just this one particular story, so I don't fucking know what's going on. But this is a story about a samurai who, through no fault of his own, is in trouble because his lord told him to deliver a package to another lord, and it turns out that there was, like, a bunch of, like, money as part of, like, an illicit deal. So he gets arrested. That lord is forced to commit seppuku. And he is too. And he's like, wait, well, no, hold on. I didn't know what was in the package. Like, this is not my fault. And they're like, yeah, right. You served your lord. You're going to die along with him. The only thing is that he really doesn't want to commit seppuku, and he's like, I can't do this. So they're like, okay, we tried to give you the honorable death. You clearly are not. You're too much of a coward to kill yourself. We are just going to execute you. He freaks out and pleads to the heavens, like, hey, if anyone can hear me, I will do literally anything to get out of the situation. We cut to a demon lady who I believe is like disguised as like a rabbit or something at the time, and she's like, oh? So she rescues him and goes, hey, I will grant you 3 wishes, but your soul becomes mine after you die. And you will die after you basically are content with all 3 of your wishes. And immediately this guy is like, I want to be really hot, I want to be filthy rich, and I want to, like, be the leader of my own nation, basically. So he transforms into, like, a big, epic, heroic-looking guy, and they're like, well, that's the first part. Now you're gonna need to do, like... I'll help you out, but, like, you'll have to do the other 2 kind of on your own, but I'll set you up on the path to, like, get those things. And the manga is kind of like a comedic exploration of the idea of, like, just because you have, like, a wish granted like that, and you become, like, you get the body of, like, a big, chiseled, heroic champion hero guy, if you want people to actually be impressed by you and follow you and stuff like that, you have to still do the work of achieving things or saving people or, like, being nice to them and stuff. So there's, like, a lot of bittersweet tension of, like, he starts to live this, like, on paper what should be this really idyllic, like, life of a legend, but then, like, he goes back to his old family and they don't even recognize him anymore because he's, you know, completely doesn't look like himself, and they believe that their dad was just, like, a coward who, like, died or ran away and is probably dead and that sort of thing. And also, like, just because you're rich, you may not be completely happy with your life and stuff like that. But then they do balance that with, like, genuinely sweet moments of this guy being like, hey, I should do the right thing here, and, like, he actually risking his own life as he grows closer with his demonic familiar to, like, rescue her a few times or, like, get closer to her and understand, like, maybe she has her own feelings too, and she's not just, like, this devilish figure that making deals, and, like, a slow romance type thing builds up with them, and there's kind of this looming pressure of, like, at some point this dude is going to die, like, as part of the deal, and it's good. It's I would say one of the better Tezuka like, I'm not a big Tezuka guy. I just think his stuff is maybe a little less, I don't know, like, every time I read a Tezuka thing and it sounds interesting, I kind of have that thing where I go, I feel like if this was maybe just a few years deeper into the medium, we would be taking this a little more slowly and maybe digging a little bit deeper into some of these ideas, but because it's just so early in the process of, like, hey, what does comic book storytelling look like and feel like in this culture, like, I feel like a lot of the times there's just, like, not a lot of downtime to explore stuff like that. And it goes at a pretty fast clip. So this is a fast read, and sometimes I do wish that we maybe didn't skip around in this dude's life and journey as much as we do. But it overall landed pretty well for me. I do recommend 100 Tales. I think it's a fun read. It's only like 4 chapters. So you can get through it pretty quick. And yeah, I might check out more Tezuka stuff. There's like a few things that every now and again, like, I think he has one that's like Letters to Adolf or something like that, which is like the Hitler manga he did. That I'm just like,
that he did a Hitler manga.
It's called Message to Adolf, which is, yeah, it is okay. So it is set in, before, during, and after World War II, and the story is centered on 3 men who share the name Adolf.
I see.
You can guess who one of the 3 is.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Who could it be?
Which I do know is one of his more celebrated works, and I'm curious what is going on there. But yeah, Tezuka, he's a guy. Famous for a reason. You know what else is famous for a reason?
What?
Go for it.
No, guess. Do it.
Seiya.
The 9/11.
Yeah. Hey, you know what takes imagery of 9/11 and uses it to terrible cinematic effect? Ice Cube's new hit film, War of the Worlds.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
So, have either of you seen anything about this clusterfuck movie that was apparently...
I have only...
No. I don't exist.
Seen
I haven't
people
seen
posting about this.
Yes. So, I guess during COVID lockdown, a War of the Worlds found footage movie got made where the entire gimmick is that you are looking through Ice Cube's desktop, Ice Cube playing an NSA agent, who is currently, he is pursuing a terrorist hacker with the name Disruptor. Full, like, anonymous, like, We Are Legion shit going on with that. It's hilarious. But while he is dealing with that, he's also dealing with his 2 children, who he has hacked into all of their devices, and he's constantly spying on them, making sure that they're not doing anything he doesn't approve of, which they hate, and they're like, Dad, what the fuck? Please stop using your NSA credentials to hack into my refrigerator's webcam so you can spy on me.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. But then, meteorites crash to Earth, and maybe they're not meteors, they're actually alien tripods that start attacking everything. Now Ice Cube needs to not only answer Zoom and Microsoft Teams calls from all his NSA friends, but he also needs to make sure his family is safe. And what's the deal with that mysterious hacker man?
Oh my god. Finally the situation arises where being an invasive parent is heroic.
Oh, let me tell you. This movie is the most, oh, thank God I can, oh, you need to make an Amazon delivery right now so that we can hack the drone and then use it to heroically fly where we need it to. And oh no, my pregnant daughter is injured. Let me hack this Tesla and then it'll get her to the hospital.
Oh my god.
And every time he needs to check the news, you know he's opened up foxnews.com. It's like so egregious. There's a point at the end of the movie where it's like the social media crawl of them reacting to what happened, and it's all like Tucker Carlson had this to say, this episode of Joe Rogan. Like it's egregious.
Oh my god.
Apparently Linus Tech Tips was supposed to be in this movie and his scene got cut. It's a whole thing. But it's okay, because right at the end, Ice Cube is like, I don't want to be with the NSA anymore. I would rather watch you and make sure the government is doing what they should be doing, protecting people, and not spying on what's people's Amazon delivery carts. And I'm like, you just used your NSA skills this entire movie to save the world. What's going on? Like, it's the most lip service nothing thing. It's so bad.
So, wait, this is a War of the Worlds movie?
Yes.
So, the tripods? What's going on?
Oh, okay. Red, they're after our information. The aliens feed on data.
So presumably the 1 is a better movie than this.
Oh, 100. I guarantee it's probably a better. This movie is awful. I do think the argument online seems to be whether this movie is completely unwatchable or is so bad it's kind of funny. Me and my friends did have a good laugh watching this. It is it is a clean 90 minutes. So it's not too much of your time. I do think I don't regret having watched it. It has the Star Wars prequel problems where people don't know what they're looking at when they're acting. So, like, you'll see, like, a fucking military plane just, like, get demolished by this tripod, and then Ice Cube just goes, like, oh, damn. Like, it's really bad. Yeah, trash movie. Blatant propaganda, also, but I do think it is funny enough to watch if you have some buddies around or you are just curious. I had to know. What I think this was is I feel like at some point, someone involved with this process heard about the Orson Welles War of the Worlds radio thing that, like, I think all but has been accepted at this point. It probably wasn't that big of a public freakout. And was like, wow, what if we did, like, a found footage version of that? So yeah, bad movie. My last thing, pleasantly, was something I thought would be bad, but was pretty good. So, King of the Hill came back as a
so I've heard better than expected.
Yeah, I was not expecting too much from this, and then they started putting out these like little 30-second snippets, and I went, "Oh, this looks awful." And then word on the street was, at least from what I could see, like, "Oh, wow, this is surprisingly good." And I went, "Huh. Too many people are saying this for me to believe otherwise, so let me just watch it for myself." And after the first episode, I was like, "Yeah, they did it. God damn it. It's pretty all right." So King of the Hill came back after, I think the last episode aired in 2009. So they did the soft relaunch thing of time has passed, the Hills are retired now. Bobby is no longer that boy who ain't right. He is now that man who ain't right. He's an adult, I think 21 or so. He didn't go to college. He opened up a German-Japanese fusion restaurant.
Okay.
And it's like an adult animated sitcom, but maybe more, I would say this time it feels like they're a little more interested in addition to being funny, I think this one is maybe leaning in more to the family drama element of it, just now that the characters are older and they have some of that oh, what are we gonna do with the rest of our lives, and part of the premise for why they were gone is that Hank took a propane job in Saudi Arabia, or as Peggy Hill calls it, Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they've been gone from America for I think over a decade, as their son, kind of was left to finish out his education and take up this restaurant business or whatever. And I think the big question a lot of people had about, okay, how are they going to handle this, is the American political scene has gone through maybe a few transformations since King of the Hill was last on TV. And the first episode feels, I think, crafted to deal with that. It starts with them getting in an Uber and them being like, "Oh, what's this deal with this whole app ride thing? Back in my day, we just did taxis," and then they stop at a bathroom and it's all gender bathrooms, and Hank's like, "Oh, I don't know how to deal with this. Which one do I go into?" And then it ends with them buying Girl Scout cookies, and he asks "Oh, can I have some Samoas?" And they're like, "Oh, we don't call them that anymore, just because it's kind of disrespectful." And it kind of ends with this little nice moment of Hank going, "You know what? Maybe changes aren't always that bad if it's for being nice." And it's kind of an okay, they're clearly thinking about this, and it's setting a tone for how this is gonna go. And I think overall they handle a lot of that stuff pretty well. I was pleasantly surprised with how they handled Dale, which I was kind of worried that they would just do extremely low-hanging fruit QAnon stuff with him, which they rub up against doing some of that stuff, but it's always reined in enough that it doesn't ever feel okay, this is too easy. The one thing I will say, though, is so half of this season was recorded when Dale's old voice actor was still alive. And then the other half was by a new voice actor. Neither of them can do the old Dale voice, unfortunately.
Oh, no.
That's kind of rough. Famously, though, Dale's voice actor was just Mike Judge's friend, who I don't believe acted or really did anything else, if I recall correctly. Like, he was just kind of a guy he was buds with.
That's pretty funny.
Okay.
Yeah. And he was also an avid smoker. So that I don't think that helped with the voice many years later, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And then the new guy is doing his best, but I don't think necessarily has it either. So, but it's like one of those things, you get used to it after a bit, but it was kind of just like every time he talked, I was like, that's not... It's off.
It's presumably less bad, but it's one of the reasons motivating me to like play Tales of Vesperia in Japanese, because of like they didn't get the same voice actor back for some of the characters for the new PS3 content.
Yeah, I've heard that for Vesperia. It's kind of rough. Yeah, overall, I like it quite a bit. I like what they end up doing with Bobby as, like, an adult, which I feel like was the part of the show where I'm like, I feel like this could go pretty bad, but it's, So in the end, was that boy alright? That boy's alright. It's good. Like, the second episode, there's, like, talks about, like, he is, like, a white guy who is, like, the head chef at a German-Japanese restaurant, so, like, he gets accused of cultural appropriation, but the episode is very vague as to who, and then, like, halfway through, the, like, cultural appropriation committee of, like, the like, county comes in, but it's people that are like, we're worried that your restaurant isn't German enough, and it's all a bunch of white people.
That's great.
That's good. Yeah. And they do enough stuff like that where I'm like, okay, this is pretty solid. It's also just fun seeing, like, some of the characters from the show, like, come back up again. Like, crap, what's the character? Oh yeah, G.H. Hill, otherwise known as Good Hank, shows up, and they do a episode talking about, like, manosphere stuff where like, they're dealing directly with, like, Andrew Tate stuff, and Hank gets roped into it because he's like, like, how to be a good man, that sounds like a good thing to take a teenager into, and then he's just like, wait a minute, this is all bullshit, and then, like, people start to give him crap for being, like, a cuck beta male and stuff, and he's like, I think I'm the only person here who's married, and they're all just kind of quiet.
I sleep in a big bed with my wife.
Yeah, basically. And honestly, that episode was probably my favorite. But yeah, all 10 episodes are pretty good overall. They do some stuff that, like, I do. So, Bobby and Connie, like, which they always hinted at, like, like, childhood romance stuff or whatever in, like, the original series, and they reconnect as adults after having not seen each other for a bit, and Connie's in, like, an open relationship situation thing that, like, they do play off as, like, like, this whole thing is, like, a joke, and, like, they just want an excuse to sleep around with, like, other people, and I think maybe are a little too dismissive of it, but also at the same time, boy, in college, did I know a lot of people that, the same relationship setup that were like that, but I do think it's one of those things.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky line, because, like, both, like, there is a genuine thing often that is dismissed by, like, the monogamous cultural hegemony, while also some people like to take that setup in toxic or abusive direction, or, like, take advantage of a genuine thing for, like, a more, like, selfish thing. Kind of.
Yeah, and I think that's, like, the maybe the one part of the modernization where I'm like, okay, I think maybe this at times is a little too quick to judge, but overall, like, it was better about the stuff that I...
This is like when I got... That's like when I got halfway through Normal People by Sally Rooney and just put the book down forever because I was like, I don't like this enough to try to figure out how you feel about BDSM. I don't care enough. I did see the post on Blue Sky from Ed with 2Ds, popandpog.bluesky.social, who posted this image saying, "What I feel when looking at this King of the Hill promotional art must be what gacha game fans feel when they get new card illustrations."
True. Yeah.
Nice.
It was good. I think they announced a new season too, which I'm excited for. So
that's cool. The only thing I have seen of King of the Hill is like John Redcorn clips on YouTube.
Yeah, I see.
Those are pretty good. I like the one where like I think this is the most recent one I've seen where it's like Dale's wife is like, I can get a beer. You want anything, honey? And then both John Redcorn and Dale say yes.
How did he know I wanted a beer? Yeah, that's from. I think that's an episode from season 2. Because I've been going through old King of the Hill. And every now and again, I'll rope in some friends to watch it. And we just watched that one. That one killed us. I gotta say. So I will say, I do think old King of the Hill does have more like genuine laughs per minute than the new one does. Like the new one's a little bit slower. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think it's just kind of a difference in the writing style. But like nothing will compare to the episode from season 2 where Khan, Hank, and Dale get stuck in Mexico and lose their passports and need to sneak back across the border. It's so fucking good. Okay. Yeah. That show's all right.
While you've been talking about King of the Hill, I also found a video on YouTube called Every Ice Cube Reaction from War of the Worlds. Wow.
Well.
Cool. Did you have anything else?
No, that's it. I'm getting British pilled, but I'll elaborate more on that.
Whoa.
Okay.
We'll have to see what that means.
Yeah.
In time.
Hopefully next week.
He's going back to the original Thomas Stubbs.
Yeah. Oh, true. Getting acquainted with Ringo Starr.
That's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I'm more of a fan of Heisei Thomas than Showa Thomas, though.
Heisei Thomas. Damn.
Next Generation crazy. Thomas goes hard.
Next Generation Thomas. The only thing I did that I've finished since last week is The Tombs of Atuan. Okay. Everything else is just kind of in limbo. The Tombs of Atuan is a good book. I think for the first time in years, I think I would say I probably prefer Wizard of Earthsea. I wasn't expecting this. Interesting. I still, I think the Tombs of Atuan's very good. I don't know. I have a degree of skepticism about like, and I'm looking forward to reading Tehanu because I think maybe this sort of thing will come up. There's like I've got a degree of skepticism around the idea that like Ged is like this enlightened guy who's like, oh, he's got an education, whereas you've got this fake religion, and he's coming to save the barbarian girl from her evil death cult.
That hates magic.
That hates magic and hates reading and writing, and there's like a small part in the back of my mind going like because the use of race in Earthsea is interesting in terms of like Ged is not a white guy, and like
despite what the miniseries would tell you.
Despite what the miniseries will tell you, and the white people of Earthsea are the people in the Tombs of Atuan, the Kargish peoples, so I feel that once I start thinking in terms of like, well, this is like a guy coming to save save her from her barbarian culture, that starts to feel a little defensive, making them all white. Like, oh, you can't get me on this. The dynamic might be similar to some other things that you might be thinking of, but I think you'll find that they're white people. This is fine.
Yeah.
But it's a great book. It's like the exploration, the exploration of the tunnels and in the darkness, and these ancient powers that lurk there, and the sort of like Ged's sort of attitude towards them, where it's like, well, obviously they deserve respect, but like they're powers that like you shouldn't be here. No one should be here. This land should be theirs. We should go. Why is there a temple here? That's wrong. And obviously there's a lot in here in terms of like mirroring Ged's journey, right? Because like he goes and gets an education. There's a degree to which I feel like this comparison is deliberate, right? Because like he goes off, gets an education, and she gets taken away from her parents and gets a different kind of education. And I think on the one, I can't. It's definitely not accidental. I think it's deliberate. So I'm not like.
I guess it's one of those things where like she's going for one thing, and then like later in life she was like had a different perspective.
Yeah,
and it's like it comes out a different way when Tahano hits. So
I'm definitely because there's a lot of stuff in here around like women being controlled by this society, right? Because like they've got like this clear gender role, these gender roles going on, and like this idea that like only women are allowed, no man can go into these tunnels, as though that's like a privilege for women and that it's not some kind of prison. I think that's all very good, very interesting. Tombs of Atuan, it's a classic for a reason. Big fan. Reading The Farthest Shore right now.
Are there closer shores?
There are some closer shores, there are many. I would say, as far as fantasy settings go, I think Earthsea probably has the most shore to land ratio.
Yeah, it's called Earthsea for a reason.
Whoa.
Have you ever seen the map of Earthsea?
I definitely have not.
Let me show you what Earthsea looks like.
I mean, isn't it all archipelagos, basically?
Yeah. It's this.
I did know this.
Okay. Here we go. This is the map I know.
How are you finding Farthest Shore so far?
So far, I'm liking it.
I
have. Go for
it. You go ahead, actually.
I have been sitting on the fact that a while ago I was sort of like, the Wizard of Earthsea is all right, but my favorite ones are Tombs of Atuan and The Farthest Shore.
Okay.
And so I've just been kind of sitting on that quietly because I'm like, I don't know how I feel about The Farthest Shore these days. It's been a very long time.
Yeah.
This time I'm picking up on like there's this Merlin and Arthur stuff going on because like I sort of know what Aaron's role is, but I also like go like the Hort Town stuff where it's like there's something happen where like Ged is kind of like a guy who's not willing to like do something about problems.
Yeah.
And then I'm sort of looking at it like these problems are kind of framed as like things that Ged can't really do anything about with magic. Maybe I'll have to wait to see how that plays out. But I think this is a very brave thing for like Taoist hippie anarchist Ursula Le Guin to write is a story where a land needs laws. It's like there's like Hort Town's problems are framed as like, if only there was a good king. If the rule of a king was felt here, then maybe this sort of thing would not be happening.
I would also say that's the thing that's interrogated in Tongue.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think I was cool on The Farthest Shore because of the context in which I read it, which was like trying to cram it in to follow Shell by Genre, which is a podcast that was not especially favorable to that book.
I see.
Uh,
Yeah, I've heard they didn't like it.
Yeah.
I've heard many people who say they don't like the Farthest Shore, which was why I was sitting on the fact that I liked it a lot.
But also, like, and like around the Longfire, they've been a lot warmer to the book. Like, they like the book more and are kind of like aren't as appreciative of the ways that Shell by Genre is necessarily dismissive of some aspects of it, which I think is like an interesting perspective to have.
I think what's the kind of the feat, because I haven't heard. I don't listen to Alf.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know what
I think
kind of.
I think one of it is like just like maybe dismissing part of it like dismissing her Taoism as like hippie shit, not like there is like considered with like actual engagement with the faith.
There's a conversation between Ged and Aaron where Ged is talking to Aaron about like the consequences of action and all this, and he's saying like my preference, if there was a king in the land and who was advised by myself, a wizard, I would advise him to act not out of righteousness or not out of doing something because it seems like a noble thing to do, but to act only when you must, and there's and when you must do like there's something, and like it's very much lining up. There's like, one of the principles of Taoism is like what's it called, action. It's like what's up, Tao.
Yeah. While you're looking at it, I'll just also say another like I think a point of contention was just like the idea that like the book maybe on its surface feels like a more standard hero's journey, true king type story relative to like Tombs of Atuan. Whereas like I think the perspective in Alpha is like there's like interesting stuff going on with the relationship between Aaron and Ged that's like has meat on it and is worth consideration as well.
Wu Wei. Referring to the translation I have often seen is effortless action. It is like this Taoist principle of like illustrated by like a butcher who does not need to exert much strength to cut through meat, because he knows the meat well, and so this idea of actions, like the actions having consequences, having ripple effects, and so having to be careful. And that obviously I haven't read read much about Taoism, but I know that's one of the like key things. And so recognizing that in the conversation, which obviously I didn't do back like however many years ago I read The Farthest Shore, and recognizing that and going like, oh yes, I know that she's a Taoist. I know this. And I thought I was like, I did it. I read. I'm so far I'm liking The Farthest Shore.
If you enjoy it and get something out of it, that'd be cool. It's definitely like hearing the Alpha perspective has got me like maybe one day I should revisit it and like have a different take. Just because I think the conditions prime me to maybe if I still don't fuck with that, it's like that's just what it is. But just I appreciate having like a different perspective than the one. It's one of those things where like maybe I'll fuck with it in a different context.
And then when I've read Tehanu, I can watch the obviously really good movie.
Yes,
Tales from Earth.
Oh, I did laugh at your. I did enjoy your coverage of Howl's Moving Castle. I can't explain.
Well, we thoroughly covered Howl's Moving Castle.
Yes. I can't explain why that was the one that fucked with me back in the day, but you know what? Honestly, probably a lot of it is Calcifer.
Listen, I just Calcifer's, but people are allowed to like movies I don't like. I just thought it was,
I mean, it's pretty. I think most people of that era of Ghibli stuff, I feel like Howl's is one of the least liked. At least that was the impression I always had.
I think so. I think people generally are kind of down on it.
Yeah.
it like not in like a having hot takes way, in the way that, you know, you and me are down on like Princess Mononoke.
No, I think a lot of people just don't. Well, I mean, I do know the one thing I have always heard from people are, and especially people that read the source material, is a lot of them are just like, I just don't like that, like, this isn't really an adaptation, and it's just kind of doing its own thing in like a really weird way that feels
the most annoying people you know are like this about Star Trek Troopers.
True. Well, that's loose adaptation complimentary. This is loose adaptation. Why are you like this?
Yeah, hold on a second. I
Verhoeven would beat Miyazaki to death with his bare hands. That's you know, the discrepancy between the quality of movies.
I just remembered, and I managed to find it like a couple months ago. I was at a thrift store and I saw the actual book Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, cool.
With like the funniest cover, and I'm gonna send it in the chat.
What the fuck is this? Now a major movie.
This is not okay.
This is I can't. Listener, I don't know that I could describe. This is
I'm gonna probably put a
if,
bunch of images.
Did the fucking the guy?
If Howl was in Big Mouth?
Yes, I was about to say fucking Big Mouth. Oh, I hate this.
This is all. I can't believe you found this in the wild. This is atrocious.
I think the other funny thing.
Howl look like he wants to fuck me or call me a slur.
Of course, Howl looks like he wants to. That's the whole point of this book, is that Howl is hot and kind of wants to fuck you. I think maybe I don't actually know that that's the point of the book.
Yeah.
Man. Well, thank you for this image. That was awful.
I no longer know how long this podcast is because I haven't. My Audacity crashed.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay.
So on that note, do we have any emails?
Yeah, one came in while we were talking.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, okay. Shoot.
20 minutes ago. I did some cat once again.
Hello, Cat.
Subject line: come to think of it, both these alien ladies had real jobs, so it is just the line of light that's sexist.
Oh, it's so true.
I believe it.
The show still got it. 10 was mostly really good. I thought Aruma was really fun. I guess that's how her subs translate the name.
Oh, right, yes.
That's the kid of the demon school. Anyway. Enjoy the monster being made from an elephant and the result inside the body fight. That's the thing I meant to say in that episode. We don't get a lot of elephant type kaiju, so that's cool.
Elephant type.
I think the last like guy with a trunk was that one invisible kaiju, I guess, in Return of Ultraman. Maybe there's another one.
Invisible elephant kaiju.
Like it was an episode where Jiro got injured, and Ken got mad at Go.
Okay.
Is that the one where like the tusk came off and almost acted as like?
Oh, is this because it's invisible? It's standing in front of trains, right?
Something like that.
And there's a kid that has a limp because of this kaiju, I think. And then
let me tell you,
there's a medical miracle at the end of the episode.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to scroll up. I can't look at this fucking face anymore.
Don't worry, I got you.
I think you finally got your payback for the fucking Kermit the Frog kiss go.
Yeah. Anyway, and it's nice to keep the idea of monsters being born from negative emotions, although the idea that there was some kind of galactic federation that destroys planets with bad vibes is kind of
that's what I'm saying. Who gives them the authority to do this? This implies the existence of a greater government.
Something the matter, Mel?
No, I'm okay.
You don't want to hop on Roblox?
No, I don't. I'm okay right now. I guess because they produce more kaiju, but seems wildly contrasted with a more peaceful approach AD himself has. One real downside was it seems the extra clingy Takeshi. You can't just drag a woman down the street and make promises not to run, man. Well, it's the 80s. And these are men writing this.
This does mean we've invented aliens who are friendly with the Land of Light, who are more evil than the Land of Light. Which is crazy.
Like it's one of those situations the writer knows he doesn't have Militia's attention, so I think about it, and they are not the optics, but the optics, my guy.
Mm-hmm.
Life was neat to see them flesh out the UGM characters more. I like the overall vibe of the new parts of the base we've seen. Parentheses, I don't know why exactly, but they have more of a 60s, let's do science of the future vibe than the 70s. Or maybe it's just they feel specifically different from the Kill 'Em All from our space station Mac.
Mm.
I did kind of have that thought in one of these episodes where I like just looking at the interfaces and like the computer monitors and stuff on the base, like definitely feels like it's like calling back to like more of a retro look even for the like it doesn't feel like they modernized it. It feels like they were like wanted to do like a throwback type thing more.
Yeah,
almost.
I didn't comment on the fact that like once again the suits are orange, but that's kind of like well, it makes sense. This time it'd be orange.
Yeah.
I think the show is doing a good job at having the team feel impactful and useful while keeping Ultraman feeling special. Anyway, I guess I have to support this Jono/Hirata pairing because the first real moment together in the scene where they're all playing is he springs over to her on all fours and she pets his head like a dog. If there's a heterosexual dynamic I can get bored with, it's that. So true. So true. And 12 was just really good. Not to say other than that, really great teacher Takeshi scenes. Love this monster in Spite. Really solid secret aliens confronting each other scene. Great television. But also, wow, they're blasting the fuck out of the actor and then attacking his house. Look at how close those sparks are coming to his face.
It's really good. I've been saying it for several episodes now. If the main character actor is suffering, then you're making good Ultraman.
Yeah, we learned that in Leo.
Exactly. I can't believe that man didn't die.
I'm surprised he's the one who comes back, not the Kotaro actor.
Yeah, he comes back, and the vibe on those interviews is so great because it sounds like he's telling these like funny anecdotes.
And it's not like a tell-all. This is how fucked up this was.
It's not a call-out post about Tsuburaya.
It's not an episode of The Dark Side of the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's just like, yeah, this one time they legitimately hit me with that car.
Yeah. I was standing at waterfall for so long I got hypothermia. Something like that. I like that till the end. Despite speaking the martial arts guy, Leo, I forgot his name. Fuck. Again, never lost his sad puppy energy.
No, important. It was an important part of him.
Also, some really funny lines from previous episodes I forgot to mention before. Jono hearing about the plane crash at the start of the Noise episode and saying the entire crew deserved to die because planes are annoying. And Takeshi hearing about the Giant of Light in the Maverick Archaeology episode, I think it could be his ancestor, Suri, or 8,000 years old. That could have been your college roommate. I don't know the kind of ages. These ages are fake.
No, who knows?
Like, Taro was both born and also had an entire childhood in that series. Previous to that series.
Oh, I forgot that I forgot they retconned that Taro had a childhood somehow.
And a pet dog, and they went to the movie theater.
Yes.
In school buses.
Yeah, the rabbit dog.
Yeah.
And that's just what the Land of Light looks like.
Yeah.
And will always look like forever.
Yep. They'll never change that.
Never ever. Not even in that manga that we read, where it didn't look like that at all. And also the whole planet. Maybe just that one city looked like that.
Maybe the whole planet is one big city.
Maybe the Land of Light's a Coruscant, where it's just one city planet.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait for the Ultraman, where we get like a nesting doll assassination attempt with bugs.
Good old Zam Wessel.
I hope don't got any death sticks.
I played the Star Wars game where Jango Fett meets and teams up with Zam Wessel.
Was that Star Wars Bounty Hunter?
Yeah.
I played that game.
Hell yeah.
That game sucks.
It really does.
It's really not good.
There's that level where you're supposed to go outside and go down so far, like on Coruscant, you're supposed to follow these hover cars
Oh,
down
yes, yeah.
the way, and you're looking at it and you're like, well, surely I'm not supposed to go down there.
Yeah, it feels like you're going the wrong way the entire time. You have unlocked a childhood memory.
Yeah, the whole game feels like that. It's like, surely I can't. They can't mean for me to be going this way.
It's no Star Wars Racer or the sequel Star Wars Racer, which for some reason Anakin's like, yeah, I have some time.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just get back in the pod.
Wait,
Like,
what? Is that what happens in that game?
Yeah, Anakin's a playable racer in his Episode 2 form, and he's just like, yeah, I'm around, I guess.
Oh my god, he's the Jedi who pod races.
And I'm just like, yeah, all those happy memories you had from when you were forced to do this as a slave.
Yeah. I gotta compare that. I gotta watch that pod race and compare it to the Ben-Hur chariot race.
Did you know Count Dooku's brother was a pod racer?
I'd buy it.
That was in Dooku Jedi Lost. His brother is the victim of like a mafia rigged pod race.
Is Count Dooku like a clone of a guy called Clown Doku?
Shut the fuck up. Count Doku was his father, alright? Show some respect. This email.
No, we finished it.
Oh, we finished the email. Thank you for your email. We decided to talk about Star Wars.
You know who else you got in Star Wars Racer's Revenge? You got Clegg Holdfast.
Clegg Holdfast?
I don't remember this. Oh, you know Clegg. Never mind. We all know Clegg. We all love that guy.
Oh, yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Love this guy. That's a guy from episode 1.
Yeah.
Is it? I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he's a pod racer.
Yeah. Well, we also,
I guess he's one of the ones that doesn't die.
We got Wan Sandage, but Racer's Revenge, one of the original characters, is Wan Sandage Jr.
Oh my god.
Let's see what.
Wan Sandage Jr.
I can see the resemblance. I can see the family resemblance.
Okay.
I love the fact that pod racing is supposed to be like a sport that has like spread around the galaxy, but then on Tatooine, most of like a generation of top pod racers just get murdered in one race.
I assume there's like a lore F-Zero is about.
Yeah. Wow. This podcast might be over.
Star Wars is fucking stupid.
We've talked about pod racing a shocking amount on this podcast.
Pod racing is good.
I do bring up Sebulba. I think about Sebulba all the time. I'm not gonna lie.
Sebulba's so good.
Sebulba's my guy.
What happened? Because he raced against Anakin again once.
You know that he's from the planet Dug, or no? He's a male Dug, and he's from Malastare.
Yeah, Malastare. Very fast, very dangerous.
Yeah, late career. By the end of the Galactic Empire, Sebulba had abandoned pod racing for battle racing, in which he piloted an Ugly, christened the Widowmaker. What the fuck is an Ugly? An Ugly was a term used to describe starships which were crafted from various origins.
That's mean.
Wow. Oh, well, hey. Almost immediately after the Alliance's decisive victory over the Empire, Sebulba signed up for a battle race near Neskar Station. As the contestants were already off and fighting, an Imperial Star Destroyer came out of hyperspace before them. The destroyer's commanding officer then ordered everyone to surrender, but one of the contestants, Rizzolandian, revealed himself as the Alliance hero Lando Calrissian.
Oh my fucking god.
Rizzolandian.
He's called...
I should make a quiz that's like Star Wars character or racehorse.
Oh
my god.
I fucking forgot. Mel, I started Uma Musume.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
How's that going?
Oh my god.
Pretty good.
I've lost both my co-hosts to the Goo Goo Babies.
I haven't done a Super Creek career yet. I did 2 Air Grooves and 1 Gold Ship career. I didn't win any of them. I got to the finals in each one.
Yeah, it kind of takes a bit for you to get like. Unfortunately, it's roguelike territory where it's like you gotta get the ball. You gotta get enough resources to where you can actually win runs. Air Groove is cool though. I want to get her fucking. I hate that you have to get them to 3 stars to get their unique outfits.
That's a bummer.
Oh, I see.
I will say I'm still I don't like music. I think that a lot of the songs are really bad, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that's like the thing is
I skip
the weakest part. It's
basically all
the weakest part of the
concerts.
thing, and also it's like they're meant to like be modular.
Yeah.
Which is like the most bland live songs are the ones where it's just all of them singing kind of thing.
That's kind of what my takeaway was. I was like, I feel like when I listen to like idol J-pop, I feel like when it's like the ones I tend to think like, oh, I don't mind listening to this, or like I really fuck with this, are like your Suisse's or like like some Iris songs where it's just like, oh, this is like you. And when it's more of like a group collaboration thing, I'm just like I feel like it's just kind of gets genericized.
Like if there's any song that's like just this is this character, that presumably better, but also I don't know where it is in the game. And maybe it isn't in the game. Maybe it's just
maybe
like
there isn't because everyone who was in the race needs to be possibly in the song. So
wow.
Anyway,
I think that's a podcast.
Yeah.
Everyone, if you want to follow us online, you can do so on Blue Sky at Ultra QUEUE and on Twitter at Ultra_QUEUE. I am also on Blue Sky at Red November. Mel, your plugs.
You can send in an email at ultraqpod@gmail.com. And also you can send in money to the coffee at UltraQ Fund. Brad.
Yeah, you can find me at BInvoked. That's BINVOKED. Now that hopefully this week I finally have fucking time where I can spend it at my computer again. I'm still working on that G-Clock strip. Hopefully I get some progress made on that. It's been a hectic 2 weeks, let me tell you. I'm at Blue Sky at BInvoked too. Mel, every day that passes, I'm like, damn, you kind of had the right idea. Maybe I should just stop.
Oh, stop Blue Sky.
Yeah, I just don't. Every time I go on there, I'm just like, I don't know what this is.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a benefit to my life. And that's like not the fault of anyone I follow or engage with on that website. It's just like, I think the nature of those sites.
Yeah.
Will just put shit on your screen that just does nothing but, I feel like, perpetuate misery.
Yeah. Maybe one day I'll be back. Right now I'm just like, I'm going to cold turkey it for a while. So.
You heard it here first, folks. I am the only one who can handle Blue Sky.
You're the
Blue Sky's
one?
too powerful. I'm the one.
You're the one?
You're the one in, like, on the ziggurat fighting, like, the posters.
You killed Crimson and Vermilion?
Yeah. Yeah.
Scarlet is next.
Yeah, I killed
the Red October.
Killed the Red October. Mm-hmm. I did that in another reality. Ended the revolution right there. Okay, that's a fucking podcast. Goodbye, everyone. We'll see you next week for 3 more episodes of Ultraman 80.
Goodbye.
Later.
Oh, wow. in dealing with these changes, living with these changes. Now the world is a scary place. Now that you've woken up the demon in me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Open up your hate and let it flow into me. Get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You mama, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. You fucker, get up, come on, get down with the sickness. Man, this is the gift that has been given to me. Oh, wow.